Live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And Jalen Williams hauls it in. T.J. McConnell forces another turnover. Bad pass. Toppin tries. Toppin hits. 16 points. Throws it away. Halliburton comes up with it. Cross court. Siakam for the slam.
James Wood, high in the air, deep center. Stretch ball. Goes back. Hilliard. He has a streak. See you later.
Here's the pitch. Nick Kurtz destroys another baseball. Home run hero here in Sacramento.
Welcome in to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN. We're streaming live all over the world at AM1310WDPN.com. I'm going to have my guy, Ryan Rainsberg, crank my headphones up a little bit over there. And we're good. Appreciate it, sir. You are listening to the program. Don't forget, you can also check us out on the WDPN Facebook page and X page, and, of course, the Q92 radio page on YouTube. It's a fill-in-the-blank Friday. It's a feel-good Friday. Welcome into the program, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. I know it looks like it's going to rain. I promise it's not going to. It's not going to rain today. It's going to be a great rest of your afternoon, early evening. It's going to be warm, sunny, and hot, okay, the next 4 or 5 days. So get ready for summer as it is in full blast coming up here this weekend. Good show coming up for you today as my papers continue to fly all over the place. We have got Matt Underwood from Cleveland Guardians TV coming up at 4:10. We'll talk a little guards. You know, when we walked out of the studio yesterday, I had pretty much already put in my mind that the Guardians had beaten San Francisco. Like, I know the game wasn't over, but the way it was going and the way we were pitching, I was like, we're good. I didn't know we lost until like 8 o'clock last night. I was like, what the? I didn't know. So they kind of blew that one. Still took 2 out of 3, and now they'll play the A's coming up here tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. And now they're going to be playing in Sacramento, and I can't wait to ask Maddie about the digs in Sacramento. It's a AAA park. It's a minor league baseball park. And, of course, you know, the Oakland, I can't call them Oakland anymore. The Athletics have been just fighting an uphill battle for decades when they used to be in Oakland at the Alameda County Coliseum. Attendance was bad. The plumbing was bad. The lighting was bad. The concrete was falling. It was a disaster. But they couldn't get a new stadium. And that cheapo owner they got out there, John Fisher, he's the worst. Who's the worst? It's either John Fisher with the Athletics or that nut job with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bob Nutting. Now, Dolans, you're not off the hook, but you're not as bad as those two. So the A's have been trying to find a ballpark. Well, as you know, they're going to end up in Las Vegas, but probably not till in, 2028, probably, maybe 2029. The stadium's already, starting to, get put up a little bit out there. So they had to find a place to play. They weren't going to stay in the Coliseum for 3 more years. That would have been a disaster. And I don't know if they just couldn't work some other stuff out with other teams, other stadiums, other cities close to Oakland. So they're in Sacramento. And they're playing at a AAA ballpark, and they're going to be there. It looks like they're just going to stay there until the stadium in Las Vegas opens in 28 or 29. So we'll check in with Matty Underwood about that, and we'll see what the Guards are up to. They got the A's coming up this weekend. Oakland's not very good. They're 31-46, but they can be a little pesky, and they're not very good at home. They're 14-25. But they've been hovering around 500 the last week. So we'll see how they do. First pitch tonight, I believe, was close to 10 o'clock, and then you got afternoon games coming up here on Saturday and Sunday. Game 7 is coming in the NBA Finals. Boy, I missed the boat on that one last night. I really thought the Oklahoma City Thunder were going to put that game away, put the series away, and hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy last night. Didn't happen. And quite honestly, that was a crappy game last night. Indiana had a lead as big as 30 points. They were up 90-60 at one point. And I thought, this is over. This is done. And it was done. Oak City kind of put up the white flag there in the fourth quarter. And you knew right then and there that a Game 7 was imminent. And boy, I can hear the conspiracy people. Well, I'm one of them. So I can hear the people that don't agree with the conspiracy people all going to come out of the woodwork because the NBA needed a 7th game in this series so bad they almost couldn't help themselves. The ratings have been beyond terrible. So we'll see what kind of an audience they draw. It's going to be a Sunday night, okay? That's the best night during the week for television. It's going to be an 8 o'clock start, so they'll start it a little bit earlier. And it's a 3-3 series. And it looks like Tyrese Halliburton looking okay, looking good enough to go. He'll get a couple of days rest, and maybe the Pacers can pull it out on the road Sunday night in OKC. But that was no contest last night. No contesto in the Gamebridge Fieldhouse. So we'll see what happens. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, Game 7. I'm probably still going to lean toward Oak City. It's in their building. They were embarrassed last night. They got a couple of days to stew on that, and they'll probably come out. But what I don't want to see is a complete blowout in Game 7 and have Oklahoma City win by like 35. We've seen patterns like this before. Game 6, the losing team just gets crushed, embarrassed, run out of the building, and then they go home to their place the following game, and they win by 30. I hope we don't see that. I really don't. We could. We very well could. But I think the NBA really needed this Game 7, and they got it. Man, how about the NBA season going till June? What would that be? June 22nd on Sunday? Oh, June the 22nd. So let's flip the calendar. July, August, September, training camp. Training camp will be opening what? The end of September? Jesus. They don't give you enough time to miss it. There's not enough time away for you to go, man, I wish they would start playing. It's like season's over, season's opening. It's unbelievable. Same thing with the NHL. Before you know it, they'll be playing preseason games in the NHL. Well, I'll tell you what. The aroma of the skunk outside is really becoming annoying. Rainsburg, you okay over there?
Yeah.
I'm starting to die over here.
Yeah, you're a little closer to the door, so I think I got a bit of a buffer between me and the door.
So where is this skunk? It's obviously outside, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Or is it inside?
I didn't know it was here until you pointed out the smell because I've been back here working. So I don't know where he came from.
It's brutal. I didn't notice until I was coming down the hall, and Nicolina says, "Oh my God, could you smell that skunk?" And then it was like 1,000, 2,000. Oh, yes, it's awful. It is, folks. I'm telling you, it's like you're on the road, and if you run one over, or somebody just ran one over, and you're right in the vicinity of the car and the skunk on the road, that's what it's like right now. And I hope to heaven that thing isn't inside. We already have some critters inside the building. If you don't know, and it's okay to talk about because I asked permission. We have had a raccoon in the building for, oh gosh, what do you think? About a month, maybe?
I think it's only been like 2 weeks.
Oh, about 2 weeks?
Yeah, I would say 2 weeks.
Okay, so the building, the AM studio, it doesn't affect us here, but if you're working over on our sister station, Q92, the raccoon is right above the ceiling in the Q92 studio. So if you're working over there, you hear the raccoon back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it's a very active raccoon. And it's been up there for a couple of weeks. So we come to find out we had some animal control people come out. And one of them went up into the ceiling, up into the attic. And we found out why it's been so noisy the last couple of weeks. Well, that raccoon was a mama raccoon, and she had 3 babies up there. So there was all kind of scuffling going on. So mama raccoon, a couple times a day, she would leave the building. She would go gather food and bring it back for the baby raccoons. And then it just got to be a point where it was just so noisy on top of the ceiling there. It was, and then you could hear it in the building too. You could hear everything. So they're in the midst of doing whatever they need to do to get that situation taken care of. Now, obviously, they're trying to trap them and release them. That's the plan.
As I understand it, we are just down to the mama raccoon now. They've trapped all the babies so far.
Oh,
so
okay.
Just got to get mama out of there.
So mama raccoon is still there. All right. So one more to go, and now we got a skunk issue. I hope the skunk's outside because, man alive, it is permeating. It is permeating the studios right now. But we'll make it through. It's also a fill-in-the-blank Friday here on the Sam Bourquin Show on 1310 WDPN. And today, our fill-in-the-blank Friday question is, your biggest pet peeve is blank. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. Hit us up on our social media platforms. You can also call in at 330-821-1310, or you can drop us a comment on the Q92 radio page on YouTube and on the WDPN Facebook page and X page as well. Did I say X page twice? I think I did. But what's your biggest pet peeve? That's our fill in the blank Friday today. We're getting some comments already, as you might suspect. George Davis, his biggest pet peeve is bases loaded and no outs and can't score. I think that's a little salute to the Guardians. Doug Parton says, people who drive like holes or idiots. Justin Shaw says, people who spell lose, Loose, or people who don't use their turn signals. Tommy Michaelides says, people that are constantly say whatever as a response to what someone tells them. Oh, man, I'm right there. Anybody ever come to you? You say something to somebody, you ask a question, maybe you give an opinion, you have a comment, you want to know about something, whatever. Yep, that would make me mad too. Peggy says, any team scoring a touchdown and the players act like they've won the Super Bowl. What are you actually celebrating when your team sucks? Okay. Lisa says, people in Columbus who cannot drive in the rain or the snow. Again, our fill-in-the-blank Friday is, your biggest pet peeve is what? Your biggest pet peeve is what? Hit us up on social media or 821-1310. Carl says, people who chew louder smack their mouth when they're eating. Yep. That drives me up the wall, too. You got any pet peeves, Rainsburg?
Yeah,
you probably get a few.
Today, I was just it was hard organizing a list because I think hands down, it's a no-brainer for me. Actually, my biggest pet peeve is when people talk down to me like I'm dumb.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about the lights. Okay.
No. That's that. I can deal with that. Nobody talked to me like a 5-year-old, so I'm good.
Oh my God! All right, so don't talk to Rainsburg.
Don't assume I'm stupid.
Don't talk down.
Because you're stupid.
Down. Yeah. There's your pet peeve right there.
Yeah, big time.
All right, we're going to step out. We're coming up on about 23 minutes after the hour, 330-821-1310. It's the Fill in the Blank Friday edition of the Sam Bourquin Show. We'll talk Guardians. We'll talk A's. We'll talk NBA Game 7 coming up. We'll talk Shedeur Sanders with not one, but 2 speeding tickets, and neither one has been paid yet. We've got On This Day in Sports History a little bit later on, and we'll have some fun on this Friday afternoon. Keep it right here, 1310 WDPN.
Looking to beautify your home with all the colors of the season? DeHaas Flowers Greenhouse and Landscaping has 32,000 square feet of greenhouses filled with blooming and beautiful flats of annuals and perennials. So you'll find everything you can imagine and more. Their hanging baskets are overflowing with splendor, plus they have a huge selection of all your favorite hardy vegetable plants. In DeHaas Nursery, you'll find thousands of trees and shrubs on 1.5 acres. And right now, the rhododendrons are blooming beautifully in lush and novel colors. The vibrant blooms of the easy-to-maintain knockout roses will knock you out. DeHaas decorative bird baths, statues, and pottery will add the perfect accent to your landscape. Just a mile south of State Street on the corner of Beach and Beechwood is a wonderland of color. That's DeHaas Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping in Alliance.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You each envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans, and without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back to the program. We got you here for a couple more minutes. News and weather coming up at the bottom of the hour. Don't forget, phone lines are always open at 821-1310. And, of course, you can text us anytime at 330-924-7088. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday here on the program. And your question today is, your biggest pet peeve is blank. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. What's your biggest pet peeve? Let us know. 821-1310, or you can give us a comment on all of our social media platforms. And while you're at the WDPN Facebook page, Twitter page, check us out. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow so we can interact with you as much as we can. All right, Guardians and the Athletics coming up this weekend. The Guards are 37 and 36 right now. Still 9.5 behind Detroit. Could have picked up a game yesterday, but the Tigers lost and the Guardians lost. So Detroit stays at 48-28. The Guards are 37 and 36. The A's, meanwhile, they are 15 games under 500. at 31-46. They're a little bit of a mess. As we mentioned, their cheapskate owner, John Fisher, they don't spend any money. They always seem to have a decent farm system, and they always seem to have a decent manager. But they don't spend money. I mean, they may be the lowest in payroll in Major League Baseball. I know it's Pittsburgh, Oakland. I think Pittsburgh, Tampa, Oakland, I think, are three in the bottom. The Guardians are not that far behind, but the A's are just a mess, which is a shame because, and it was a long time ago. I can remember vaguely, because I was very young, the Oakland A's went back to back with the World Series, 72, 73, 74. And then the Big Red Machine started cooking, and the rest is history. But they had some good times back then. And then they had the Bash Brothers with McGuire and Canseco, and guys like Ricky Henderson and Dwayne Murphy and Dave Henderson. They had some teams, man. They beat the Giants in the World Series. What was it, 89? The year they had the terrible earthquake out there in the Bay, and they made a long run there during the 80s, early 90s. Now I think they only got the one World Series because I know the Dodgers beat them in one with the Kirk Gibson home run. I think the Reds beat them too. But they did get the World Series against the Giants, and then that team broke up because they couldn't keep playing everybody. They had Ricky Henderson, and so that kind of blew up. That went away, and after the Bash Brothers days, they had some good teams, but they could never get out of the first round of the playoffs. Like the Twins were always getting in their way. Somebody was always getting in their way. And then the bottom fell out. The stadium literally was falling apart. People quit going to the games, and now they're playing in Sacramento before they go to Vegas. So that organization is kind of a mess. But don't sleep on them. Guards. I mean, if the Guards can get 2 out of 3, I'll be happy. If they get 2 out of 3, I will be happy. All right, we're going to take a break. News and weather coming up. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on a Fill in the Blank Friday, 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. A federal judge has ordered the U.S. government to free former Columbia University graduate student Mahmoud Khalil from immigration detention. He has been held since early March while the Trump administration sought to deport him over his role in pro-Palestinian protests. The judge said today it would be highly unusual for the government to continue to detain a legal U.S. resident who was unlikely to flee and had not been accused of any violence. The Trump administration says Khalil must be expelled from the country because his continued presence could harm American foreign policy. His lawyers say the Trump administration is trying to crack down on free speech. The Supreme Court has turned down a request to quickly take up the case of President Trump's global tariffs. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
It's a simple sentence from the court, without explanation, denying the request from 2 toy companies to quickly take up their challenge to the president's tariffs. The firms have argued that the president has exceeded his authority by invoking emergency powers to impose the import taxes. The High Court's rejection of that request means the case will play out in the usual course, and the tariffs will remain in place for now.
Israel and Iran have struck at one another again, a week into their war as President Trump weighs U.S. involvement and new diplomatic efforts appear to be taking place. Iran's foreign minister arrived in Geneva today for meetings with diplomats from the European Union, United Kingdom, France, and Germany. Trump has been weighing whether to attack Iran by striking a uranium enrichment facility so deeply buried it is considered safe from all but America's so-called bunker buster bombs. In the Karen Reed retrial, the defense suggested but never proved that the victim, John O'Keefe, may have been killed inside a house owned by Brian and Nicole Albert. The Alberts say they only learned of O'Keefe's death when Jen McCabe, who was Nicole's sister, barged into their bedroom. Here's ABC News Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman speaking with Brian Albert.
You're an officer. Why don't you just go outside and investigate or take a look?
I'm not a Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer. I was just woken up out of a cold sleep from hanging out the night before. By the time I came downstairs, the police were already in my house. John was already gone. There was nobody to save. I would have taken a bullet for John O'Keefe.
Reed was acquitted of the most serious charges at trial. It's 81 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
This afternoon's weather forecast calling for increasing clouds, light winds, and a high near 81 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low around 65. Saturday, mostly sunny, a high near 87. For Sunday, sunshine, a high near 92. Monday, more sun, and a high near 94. That's your WDPN weather forecast.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Looking for something fun to do this summer? Come out to Copeland Oaks for our annual Classic Cruise-In on Sunday, July 27th. Gates open at 10 a.m. with registration until 1. Enjoy free food, music, and lots of fun. Join us Sunday afternoon, July 27th for the Cruise-In on the Copeland Oaks Retirement Campus, just off Route 62 near Sebring. $5 registration for classic vehicles. All proceeds benefiting a local charity. Dash plaques and trophies will be awarded for classic cars. Copeland Oaks, family fun.
You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And we are back here on the program. Phones are open at the 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. Also, we are going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks, the game of your choice. All you have to do is go to our live stream and type in the word duck. Go to our live stream, type in the word duck, and we will randomly select a winner after today's show. So go to our live stream, okay? 1310 WDPN on Twitter, on Facebook, YouTube, wherever. One time, all you need to do, type in the word duck in the comments section, and you are registered to win a pair of tickets. We'll pick a winner at random after the show. You go see the Akron Rubber Ducks game of your choice up at beautiful Canal Park. So if you want to win some Rubber Ducks tickets, go to our live stream right now on Facebook, on X, and type in the word duck in the comments section, and you will be in the running for Akron Rubber Ducks tickets.
You know what, Sam? I think we're going to open that to the text line, too. So
Okay.
if you want to text in the word duck
That
to
works, too.
330-924-7088, hop on in there and text it in. Get your chance to win those tickets.
There you go. You go up to see the Akron Rubber Ducks. And the cool thing is you get to pick out any game you want to go to. You want to go see a fireworks game, a game where they got a real cool promotion, maybe a game where we find out that one of the Guardians is going to be doing a rehab assignment there, pitching, fielding, or whatever. You can pick out the game of your choice. So you can text the word duck, all right, to 330-924-7088, or you can go to our live stream on social media live stream platforms, and in the comments section, type in the word duck. It's duck. D-U-C-K in the comments section, and we will pick a winner at random after today's show. All right. I'll tell you what, let's do a couple more of our pet peeves that are coming in, and then we will we're going to move on to Shedeur Sanders for just a couple of minutes. I know. I just got to get a couple of things off my chest. Things that have been bothering me yesterday. They bothered me the day before. And I just going to have a little conversation, and we'll talk about it. Our fill in the blank Friday today. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. Let's see. Let's go back to, Jim Montella. Parents screaming at Little League games. I just witnessed this at my son's 10-year-old game. People are absolutely out of control. Eric says, people that don't use their turn signals. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. Timothy Abrig says, people constantly being late. Mike Kane, people that don't rack their weights at the gym. Okay. Here's one. This one here. This is from Bill Wright. Bill, hope things are well. He says, my biggest pet peeve is people talking loud on a cell phone in public.
Yes.
Drives him up the wall.
He is correct.
Bill, I don't 100% agree with you.
100% agree over here.
5,000%
yes.
agree. What is the point of talking loud to somebody on your cell phone in public? What are you trying to prove? Are you trying to tell the world, hey, I'm on a cell phone. Look at me. Is that what you're trying to do? Because that's what it looks like.
Some people just can't survive not being the center of attention.
It's like,
and it shows.
Have this conversation in private or talk a little bit lower. And guess what? If you're in public and it's too loud for the other person to hear you, hang up and call them back when it's quiet. Or if it's an emergency, text them. I cannot stand when I see people on a phone talking loudly in public. And I don't even care if it's loud in public or if it's quiet. But it's like people, they're saying, please look at me. Look at me. I have a cell phone. I'm on my cell phone. I'm important because I'm talking to somebody. Look at me. Listen to me. Take a photo of me. Better yet, take a video and put it on TikTok. Look at me on my phone. Seriously? Please stop. Oh, that drives me nuts. Bill, thanks for getting me fired up. Jeff Harlow says, my biggest pet peeve is yelling at the TV when the Browns lose every Sunday. Nick Brolis says, my biggest pet peeve is slow drivers on the road. All right, what's your biggest pet peeve? Let us know on social media or give us a ring at 330-821-1310. Okay. On to Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, 5th-round pick, selection number 144 in the NFL draft. As we all know by now, unless you've been under a rock, Shedeur Sanders got pulled over Tuesday morning, 12:24 a.m. in Strongsville, I-71, going 101 miles an hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. Okay. Not the worst thing, but pretty dumb, okay? I think we'd all agree that's pretty dumb. We also come to find out that a girl he apparently is having a relationship with was going 92 miles an hour. And I guess they were trying to just keep up with each other, or I don't know what was going on. Again, it's 12:30 in the morning on a Tuesday morning on 71, and we're playing games on the highway. How fast can I go? How fast can you go? Okay, I'm going to try to catch up to you. I'm going to leave you in the dust. Okay, so Shedeur gets pulled over. He lets the girl go. I think she just got a warning. Shedeur gets a ticket for going 101 in the 60, and the officer, look, there was a very pleasant exchange. Okay, it's a very pleasant exchange between Shedeur and the Strongsville officer. He gives Shedeur the ticket, basically says, you can fight this in court if you want, or just pay it, and that'll be it, and we're all done. Now, I don't know all the traffic laws. I probably should. I've been driving for, over 3 decades now, maybe 4 decades. But I was under the impression that if you are 35 miles per hour over the speed limit, you're supposed to go right to the can. you're arrested.
Not if you're famous.
Well, here we go. So he goes 41 miles per hour over the speed limit. Okay, I get it. Famous player, Cleveland Brown, professional athlete. We all know how that goes. So he just gets a ticket, and he can either pay it or he can fight it in court, whatever. So yesterday we find out Shedeur got pulled over on June the 5th in Brunswick, going 91 in a 65. Again, is it the worst thing you can do in life? No. Was it dangerous? Yep. Well, he hasn't paid that speeding ticket either. So more or less, this is a bleep you to the folks that are giving speeding tickets, because you know who I am? I'm Shedeur. I'll get around to paying these tickets when I feel like it. So there's 2 speeding tickets, one on June 5th and one a couple of days ago. And I really hadn't said much about it. I posted, like everybody else did, about what happened. I didn't leave any comments. And then I posted the video from the night before where he was pulled over going 101, the dash cam and the body cam footage. No big deal. Everybody was posting it. I posted it. I didn't say anything about it. I just put it out there. People have a right to see it. If they want to comment or draw their own conclusions, that's fine. Okay? It's news. That's the business we're in. We post things. And I'm telling you right now, it was more than 50% of you, maybe more than 60% of you, like making so light of what happened. The excuses people were throwing around, the laughing emojis. Oh, get over it, old man. It's not that big of a deal. At least he was polite to the officer. We all go 101 miles an hour, don't we? I could not believe the people on social media and their stupid comments about what happened. Look, it wasn't murder. It wasn't assault. It wasn't manslaughter. It wasn't. But don't just slough it off. 101 miles an hour on the highway is stupid. It's dumb, ignorant, dangerous. 91 and 65. Oh, Sam, but you haven't gone 91 and a 65? Well, first of all, my name's not Shedeur Sanders. And second of all, I don't think I have. Well, nothing happened. Nobody got hurt. But they could have. He could have. His girl could have. Somebody else could have. Just because it didn't doesn't mean that it couldn't have happened. And all of you making excuses for this kid. Oh, we all go 101 miles an hour. Get over it. It's not that big of a deal. Why is everybody making a big deal and killing this kid's character? I'm not killing the kid's character. For what we know, he's really never been in trouble that we know of. I'm sure there's a pretty good team around him that makes sure if anything ever did go wrong or did go bad, then it didn't get leaked to the public. I'm sure Dion had a crew in place to handle those kind of things. I just can't believe the nonchalant, laissez-faire attitude from people. Obviously, most are Browns fans, and most must really like Shedeur Sanders. Look, I got nothing against the kid. I love watching him play. I think he is a reach in round 5. He might turn out to be a great quarterback. I don't know. But all I know is you are a 5th-round pick. You are probably you're either number 3 or 4 on the quarterback chart right now. You've been doing and saying all the right things in front of the camera. You've been going to schools, talking to kids, telling them to do the right thing, be responsible, make smart decisions. And then you go out and get 2 speeding tickets in less than 2 weeks, and you haven't paid either one of them yet. It's about the attitude. It's about the, do you know who I am? I don't care what you say kind of attitude. It's the culture of the Cleveland Browns. It's the, well, you know, guys are going to do things. It's okay. This has nothing to do with him throwing a ball, running around, breaking tackles, throwing a touchdown pass, winning a game. But this is the stuff. This reminds me, these are the things that add up. And I know there's only 2. But my God, they happened within 2 weeks. You just got here a couple of months ago. The spotlight is on you. You know it's wrong to go 101 miles an hour in a 65. You know it. You know it's wrong to go 91 in a 65. And I know you didn't kill anybody. And I know you weren't under the influence. But it doesn't make it a smart move. And you've done it twice. And the fact that you got pulled over the other day after a speeding ticket a couple of weeks before, and you haven't even paid that ticket yet. And I know there's plenty of money in the account, Shedeur. It's just the flippant, I'll get around to it. I don't need to pay that right now. I got more important things to do. Don't be that way, man. I want to be a fan. I want you to do well. I want you to play well. I want you to be the guy on the field that's running the show someday. And these speeding tickets, it's not the end of the world. I know, all of you, young guys, got money. What would you have done? It's Shedeur Sanders. It's not Joe Jones. If it was Joe Jones, he probably would have went to jail, by the way. If it was Missy Jackson Johnson, whoever, they'd have went to jail going 101 miles an hour. Shedeur didn't. Why didn't Shedeur go to jail? Why didn't he go? It's the little things that build up. It's the intangibles that get in the way of success individually and for the team. Remember our guy Odell Beckham Jr.? Remember he rolled into Cleveland with the orange sports car. He would come to practice and come to games wearing clown shoes. And people were like, he's wearing clown shoes. Big deal. Don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, it did. It just shows off your character. That things are more important than football. Things are more important than being a team guy. You want to go out, you want to stand out from everybody else. You want to roll in your $2.5 million car. You want to wear shoes with clowns and different things on them. Myles Garrett dressing up like a buffoon during Halloween during the NFL season. Having a graveyard of quarterback headstones in his backyard. It's just all little things that add up to the team culture, to how things are done, and just a flippant attitude of we don't care. Am I crazy? Am I reaching on this? I don't think so. Pay your tickets. Slow it down. Be responsible. Is that so much to ask? Or is that just the world we live in? That's okay. It's okay. You don't mean to yell. Is that where we're at today? 330-821-1310 is the number. 330-821-1310.
We got Buck chiming in over the text line.
What do you say, Buck?
Says, Sam, another example of why the Browns are losing a losing franchise. More noise off the field than on the field, and a fan base that makes excuses.
Exactly.
Says, keep supporting loser Browns fans. Same fan base going to make excuses when they go 3-14 this season. And he said, Pittsburgh will make the playoffs again this season.
Oh, Buck. He had to throw that Pittsburgh thing in there.
Yes, he did, because we all know it's true.
He had to throw that in there. But yeah, it's the little things that add up to big things. It's the small things that add up to the big picture. I know people get pulled over for speeding every day. I know. Well, don't we all go 101 miles an hour? Do we? Do you? Let's take a break. It's the Sam Bourquin Show, 330-821-1310, 1310 WDPN on a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Stay with us.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board. Get on board.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below. You take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back to the program. A couple of minutes before we get you to the top of the hour. Don't forget, Matt Underwood, Cleveland Guardians TV, is going to join us at 4:10 this afternoon, and we are certainly looking forward to that. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday, of course, and today's is your biggest pet peeve is blank. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. Rainsburg was telling me off the air he has 1 million of them. And I said, hey, you can chime in as much as you want. So I know you've got a couple more.
Yeah, the one rattling around in my head right now is people calling off work for stupid reasons like stomach aches and earaches. Can't do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'm one of those people who I could get shot in the arm on the way here, and I'd just throw a bandage on it and keep working.
Yeah, put some dirt on it. Let's go.
Work is work. If I'm here, if I got to work, I'm going to work.
I'm kind of the same way, and I've always told my employers when I've started or when I would interview for a job or whatever, I said I'm not the kind of person who's going to call off on you. It's got to be, I don't want to say life or death, but you know what I mean?
It kind of does for me.
I've got to be like, I'll be here. If I'm breathing, I'll be here.
Oh, you remember because last year, the Stag Bowl, I came in and ran the board on that with food poisoning. So I warned you guys at the beginning. I was like, hey, if I run away to do something, don't worry. I'm just vomiting.
Yeah. So then, but people appreciate that. I know there's people that call off for a hangnail or they got the sniffles or whatever. But yeah, I'm the kind of, I always tell, you count on me. I'll be here. I might be a little bit late if I'm not doing real well, but I will be there. You can count on me. I'm not going to leave you hanging. So yeah, that's another pet peeve, calling off for weak reasons, as in WEAK. If you can get to work, get to work. Get your butt there. People are counting on you. Okay? I don't want to get anybody sick. Well, what do you have? I have a stuffy nose. Okay, get your ass to work. Let's go. All right, news and weather coming up here at the top of the hour. Don't forget, from the Cleveland Guardians, Matt Underwood will join us at around 4:10 here this afternoon. Game 7, NBA Finals coming up Sunday. The Pacers and the Thunder in OKC. It's a fill-in-the-blank Friday. We also have On This Day in Sports History. And if you would like to get yourself a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks at beautiful Canal Park, all you have to do is go to our live video stream, whether it's on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Is just go into our comments section and type in the word duck. That's all you have to do. Type in the word duck, and you are in the running to win a pair of tickets to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks at beautiful Canal Park. So go do that now, and you could be a winner later. The news is next, 1310 WDPN.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. This morning, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was at the Tampa airport welcoming back a flight arranged by his state for Americans trapped by the fighting between Israel and Iran.
Given that the airport's totally shut down, given that the neighboring areas aren't exactly easy to navigate, this was probably the most challenging and logistically difficult mission that the Florida Department of Emergency Management has done.
2 first responders who survived 9/11 are welcoming the heroes of the future.
On that morning when planes hit the Twin Towers on 9/11, Port Authority Sergeant Conrad Kruger was trapped in the South Tower for hours. He survived and now was able to pin the shield on a graduating member of the class of 25, his grandson, Sean. Recruit Keith Walcott Jr. received his shield from retired Deputy Chief Keith Walcott Sr., his father. He, too, survived 9/11 and the 93 bombing. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
This is ABC News.
If you have summer plans, then make Macy's Summer Style Sale your first stop. That's because you'll find amazing deals on exactly what you need to make any summer occasion feel like a getaway. Whether you're headed to the beach or your friend's backyard, we're talking matching sets, airy linen, swimsuits, cover-ups, and so much more for 25 to 50% off. Yeah, up to half off. So no matter where you're going, head to the Summer Style Sale going on now at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. This news brought to you by Cars Auto Repair. The National Weather Service has issued an extreme heat watch in effect from noon Sunday through 8 p.m. Tuesday. The watch area includes Stark, Mahoning, Portage, Summit, and Trumbull counties. The Weather Service is forecasting dangerously hot conditions with heat index values of up to 103 degrees. An extreme heat watch is also in effect for Carroll, Columbiana, and Tuscarawas counties from 11 a.m. Sunday through 8 p.m. Wednesday. Heat index values are projected to range from 100 to 105 degrees in those areas. Area residents are advised to drink plenty of fluids, stay in an air-conditioned room, stay out of the sun, and check up on relatives and neighbors. A Stark County judge has determined that a man accused of starting a fire and killing his dog was not sane at the time of those incidents. 29-year-old Bobby Long of Canton was ruled not guilty by reason of insanity Wednesday by Common Pleas Judge Natalie Hopp. An evaluation of his mental state resulted in the decision. Another evaluation will be conducted, and a July 7th hearing will determine where Long will be placed. He was indicted in February on charges of attempted aggravated arson, and cruelty to companion animals. Canton police said he admitted he was attempting to burn down a duplex on Troy Place Northwest when he lit a towel on fire in the bathroom. Long also allegedly killed his dog, which was in the basement. The activity occurred during a period of about 2 weeks in December 2024. A Stark County judge has sentenced a man and woman who were found living in a home with hundreds of rats and other animals in deplorable conditions. Common Pleas Judge Krista Hartnett handed down a suspended 180-day jail sentence Wednesday to 45-year-old Billy Park and 41-year-old Christy Hatton of Canton. The punishment was issued on condition of 2 years good behavior. Park and Hatton each pleaded guilty to 7 misdemeanor counts of animal cruelty. They were indicted in April on 7 felony counts. Canton police found the pair living in a Wirtz Avenue Southwest home in March. Some of the animals there were dead. An investigation concluded that human bones found inside were bought in Louisiana. Park and Hatton were also ordered to have no pets and no contact with each other. Wednesday night's severe weather included the appearance of a funnel cloud over Sebring. According to Fire Chief Mike Springer, police and fire officials were notified of a possible funnel cloud in the Alliance and Sebring area around 6 p.m. The Mahoning County EMA asked for confirmation. Springer says firefighters visually tracked the funnel cloud at 6:44 p.m. as it moved over Sebring. It did not touch down. Tornado sirens were activated and residents were notified by phone alerts. The funnel cloud prompted fire officials to shut down the village's farmers market. Matthew Buzzard has been named Assistant Chief of the North Canton Police Department. He joined the force as a patrol officer in 2012 and was promoted to patrol sergeant 5 years later. Buzzard was selected as Administrative Sergeant in 2020. His new departmental rank will be Major and will act as Chief Frank Kemp's second in command. Buzzard will be sworn in Monday by Mayor Stephen Wilder. A trial is scheduled for an East Liverpool man charged with rape. 19-year-old Brett Thompson will have his case heard in Columbiana County Common Pleas Court beginning November 17th. Thompson was secretly indicted in January on 4 counts of rape. He is accused of forcing a woman into sex acts over a 2-day period in October 2023. Thompson was released from jail after posting bond. The Ohio Attorney General's office was assigned to prosecute the case after the county prosecutor's office cited a possible conflict of interest. William Murdich has been appointed to a seat on Leetonia Village Council. He takes the place of Lisa Lorch. She resigned Wednesday but did not provide a reason. Lorch was previously appointed to serve the remainder of the unexpired term of Roman Ferry. She has not withdrawn from the November election. She and Murdich filed to run for several council seats up for grabs at that time. A teen has been sentenced in the fatal shooting of a 14-year-old boy in Youngstown. 15-year-old Messias Gentry of Youngstown was found guilty in July 2024 of reckless homicide in Mahoning County Juvenile Court. He was given a 3.5-year sentence. Gentry was originally charged with murder in the November 2023 slaying of 14-year-old Logan Taylor. He was shot at a home on East Lucius Avenue. Gentry was 13 at the time. He testified at trial. Taylor accidentally shot himself while playing with the weapon. The sentence cannot exceed Gentry's 21st birthday. A request for lower bond for a man indicted on child pornography charges is receiving pushback from Mahoning County prosecutors. In a motion filed June 9th, the attorney for 28-year-old Rolando Guzman Sosa asked for a reduction of the current 10% of $75,000 bond. He said his client has no criminal record, is charged with nonviolent offenses, is borderline autistic, and cannot function without his mother. He's also seeking a competency evaluation. Guzman Sosa's trial is scheduled for July 18th. In a brief filed Wednesday in Common Pleas Court, prosecutors said bond was previously amended for him and shouldn't be lowered again. 20,000 images of child porn were discovered when Guzman Sosa's home was raided in April 2024. He faces up to 30 years in prison if convicted. Prosecutors believe that gives him motive to flee. A crew installing fiber optic cable is getting the blame for a gas line rupture on Youngstown's north side. It happened on Gypsy Lane this morning. Firefighters and the gas company were called to the scene. Fire officials say there were no evacuations and the road remained open. No one was hurt. It's 80 degrees in Alliance at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News, a service of Cars Auto Repair. Cars with a K. Schedule your appointment today by calling 330-821-3100. I'm Jeff Mears.
Since 1996, Kale's Auto Repair Service, Cars with a K, has been the trusted auto repair shop in Alliance. With over 80 years of experience in Stark and Mahoning County, Their team provides high-quality auto care and customer service. They offer a range of services from preventative maintenance to engine repair, AC service, and more. The shop features 10 bays, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and mechanics ready to get your car on the road again. They accept all makes and models, ensuring top-notch service for every vehicle. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 p.m., and Friday from 8 to 11 a.m. Schedule your appointment today by calling 330-821-3100.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
This afternoon's weather, increasing clouds, a high near 81 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, a low 65. Saturday, sunshine, a high near 87. More sun Sunday with a high near 92. For Monday, sunny skies, a high near 94. That's a look at your WDPN weather.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And Jalen Williams hauls it in. TJ McConnell forces another turnover. Bad pass. Toppin tries. Toppin hits. 16 points. Throws it away. Halliburton comes up with it. Cross court. Siakam for the slam. James Wood, high in the air, deep center. Stretch ball. Going back. Hilliard. He has it streak. See-you later.
Here's the pitch. Nick Kurtz destroys another baseball. Home run hero here in Sacramento.
Here we go. Hour number 2 of the Sam Bourquin Get Together here on a fill-in-the-blank Friday, AM 1310 WDPN, and we are streaming live all over the world at am1310wdpn.com. You can check us out on the WDPN Facebook page, our page on X. You can also listen and watch Q92 Radio, YouTube. Welcome in, everybody. Hope your Friday is going well. It's going to be nice this weekend, and we get some nice, sunny, hot weather coming the next couple of days. Matt Underwood scheduled to join us from Cleveland Guardians TV coming up here in a minute or so. We will roll on to a Game 7 Sunday night in Oklahoma City. The Thunder and the Pacers will get together. That series is all tied at 3 games apiece, and the Thunder were pretty embarrassed last night. Indiana took them out, so we will have a Game 7 on Sunday. Guardians, not too bad at the City by the Bay. They picked up a win Game 1, picked up a win Game 2, dropped one yesterday, so they get 2 out of 3. They are now 37-36 on the year, and they get ready to battle the Athletics this weekend in Sacramento. It's also a fill-in-the-blank Friday on this day in sports history coming up. Lots of big things coming your way here on 1310 WDPN. Without any further ado, let's go way, way out to the West Coast and bring in the television play-by-play voice of the Cleveland Guardians, Matt Underwood, here to the Sam Bourquin Show. Matty, happy Friday. How are you this afternoon?
I'm good, Sam. How are you?
I'm good, bud. Hey, how are the digs at Sutter Health Park in Sacramento?
I will let you know in just about a couple hours. We haven't been to the ballpark yet. The only thing I really know for sure is that
it is a ballpark that breeds offense.
Yes.
Offensive numbers are up in that ballpark. Home runs are up in that ballpark. It's a minor league facility that the Athletics are using in the interim until their permanent home is built in Las Vegas. And by the way, they're going to have a groundbreaking ceremony in Las Vegas on Monday. So that project is going forward.
Okay.
Even though a lot of us wondered, is it ever going to happen? Are they ever going to put a shovel in the ground?
Right.
It sounds like officially Monday that's going to happen. So I think this is a weekend that, I'm looking forward to see if hopefully this offense can get going. I mean, even though they did play well in San Francisco and that 1, 2 out of 3 had a chance to sweep the series, runs were still at a premium for both teams. The Guardians pitched really well. The Giants pitched well. It was a shame they couldn't pull off the sweep. They had a 1-0 lead late in that game. Couldn't shut the door on the Giants. But, the Athletics, their pitching has struggled. They've got the worst bullpen earned run average in the majors. So hopefully that's something that can breed some runs for this Cleveland offense. No doubt. And I know this is their home away from home future, but I think they're like 9 games under 500 at home this year. So maybe ripe for a sweep. Maybe at least we get 2 out of 3. I got to confess, yesterday I'm on the air between 3 and 6 Eastern. So obviously, we're checking the scores and we're following this and that and the other. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get ourselves a sweep here. The pitching's just been incredible. And I left here at 7:00 last night, 4:00 where you're at, and 8:00 I found out that we didn't win last night. I just assumed we were pitching so well that we were going to hang on and win. I was like, all right, so we got to regroup here a little bit. But Matty, what do you think? We talked about the offense. What or who needs to kick that thing in the pants a little bit and get going? Because we can't keep relying on Quanti and Hosey all the time. Who has to kind of step up, and maybe it's who else has to step up? Yeah, and I think they have received contributions from guys that have been not necessarily surprising, but certainly pleasantly surprising. Like Daniel Schneemann, for example, he's had some big hits this year. Unfortunately, they went through a stretch there where they saw just nothing but left-handed starting pitching for a while. So he was relegated to coming off the bench. But he had a big 3-run home run in San Francisco that propelled them to the win. I think, he's a guy that when he gets opportunities, he can certainly impact the game. I think the one guy that they would really change the offense if he gets going is David Fry. Okay. And obviously, a year ago, you're talking about a guy who made the All-Star team. He had the Tommy John elbow surgery, so he's limited to only hitting. He can't play the field yet because of the throwing arm's not quite ready for that. But he's basically limited to being a DH, so he's not necessarily playing every day because you also have Kyle Manzardo, and also Stephen Vogt's got to make sure he keeps Jose Ramirez fresh. So there are some days where he uses him in that DH spot. But I think David Fry's a key ingredient to the offense, because if he can find some traction and get going, as we know, when you have a solid bat in the middle of the order, it lengthens the lineup. Doesn't seem like one guy can make that big of a difference, but I think in particular for this offense, if he gets hot, if he gets rolling, then that could help. Is it the perfect anecdote that's going to get this thing going altogether? I don't know that one guy is going to necessarily, make them start averaging 5-6 runs a game, but I think he's an important piece. Matt Underwood is our guest. He is the television play-by-play voice of the Cleveland Guardians. You can check him out tonight, 10:05 Eastern Time, the Guardians and the Athletics in Sacramento. You mentioned maybe one guy isn't enough, but if you get 2, sometimes that breeds 3 and 4, and then things become contagious. And I guess that's kind of what we're hoping for. You don't want to be the guy that's not in on the party, especially when you've been struggling for a long time. A couple of guys start putting 3 or 4 or 5 good games together, that rubs off on somebody else, and away you go. And sometimes, Matty, it's a guy who it might be the last person you would think of that starts to stir the drink a little bit for you, and then you get going. Well, I think, to your point, a guy like Bo Naylor, he serves obviously a really important role because of what he does behind the plate as a catcher, working with all of the pitchers on the staff. Offensively, he shows flashes. You see it in small sample sizes, but he hasn't been able to put it together for, say, a week to 10 days or 2 weeks. So I think he's another guy that at the bottom of the order, you need productivity from different people in the order. It can't, as you said, it can't just be Quan and Jose at the top. You need, ideally, when the team really gets to rolling, you've got at least one guy in each third of the order that's being productive. So down at that bottom part of the order, that's been tough for them to find consistency. Now, Nolan Jones has been swinging the bat pretty well here over the last couple of weeks. So he's a guy that has been improving offensively and impacting the baseball. But, Bo Naylor is a guy that, because he plays every day, is an important piece. And, left-handed batter, he obviously shows the power. I mean, he can juice the ball and hit some home runs. So I think he's a guy that, as the saying goes nowadays around baseball, there's only a couple of catchers that are really offensive threats. So anything you get from your catching position offensively is a bonus. And for this team in particular, that's really true.
Tanner Bybee, Jeffrey Springs, the pitching matchup tonight. Tanner 4-6, 3.79 ERA, 65 strikeouts, 25 walks. I think Tanner probably needs to be a little bit more efficient. His pitch total, Matt, he seems to get cooking early in games, and I'm trying to figure out. I watch him in rotation mechanics and all that kind of stuff, and I don't see anything there that would stick out to me. But what's going on with Tanner?
Well, I think he's at times, he's fighting himself with those mechanics. And, he made a slight adjustment in his delivery recently to try to free him up and throw strikes more consistently. And look, I think it's a pretty well-known theory that if you're going to get a good starting pitcher, the best chance to get him is early in the game before they settle in and find their rhythm. And to Tanner's credit, when he has not had his best stuff, when he goes out there and it's just not clicking, the doggone kid competes so hard that he rarely gets blown up.
Mm-hmm.
He may give up a couple of runs early, but he'll find a way to scratch and claw and get you, through 5, hopefully 6 innings, and then hand it off to the bullpen. So I think that's the thing you love about Tanner is the competitor in him. And, when he's got his A game, then he becomes that elite frontline starting pitcher that we all love to watch. And hopefully that's the game we see coming right out of the chute tonight, because to your point, if he can get through some of those early innings without a 20, 25, 30 pitch inning, then that enables him to get deeper into the game. And look, what we haven't touched on so far is, to me, the most important aspect of this team as we get closer to the All-Star break and into the second half. And that's the wear and tear on the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Because they play so many close games, so many 1- and 2-run games, that Stephen Vogt is going to the well, the same guys. And you have to. When it's a close game and you're trying to win it, you're going to Hunter Gaddis, you're going to Cade Smith, Tim Herron, and hopefully Emmanuel Clase. But when you continue to use those guys night in and night out, yesterday was a perfect example. Some of those guys were not available. And so, instead of the big dog, it's some of the other guys that have to eat up some innings at times. But, Matt Festa's in there in a high leverage situation. He hasn't asked him to do that a lot this year. And, and then you got Nick Enright coming in there, who's a young kid who's still trying to figure things out. Great arm. But just doesn't have the innings and the experience to handle some of those situations. He made one mistake. Giants got a base hit, scored 2 runs, and that turned the game. So that will be Stephen Vogt's biggest challenge going forward, is finding a way to get some other help for the big dogs in the back end of the bullpen.
And speaking of that back end, Emmanuel Clase, that he's had a couple hiccups this year, not many. Does it look to you, for the most part, like he is getting himself back into the groove and can stay that way for a little while?
Yeah, I think so, Sam. I mean, look, Clase was otherworldly last year. His earned run average was under 1 for the entire season. You just don't see that very rarely. I mean, that's a special season. So I think he's still been very good. It's just that once you set the bar at that kind of level, we're human. We expect that he's going to be able to do that again, and it's probably just unrealistic expectations. He's still very good. He's still, I bet if you pulled all of the general managers in baseball, there probably isn't a team that wouldn't take him in a heartbeat. So, yeah, he's still an elite closer. And I think, to what I was saying before, getting Trevor Stephan back, getting Eric Sabrowski back. These guys are rehabbing. Hopefully we'll see them here at the big league level soon. Those could be 2 really important arms to try to ease some of the burden off of, Gaddis and Cade Smith and Tim Herron on that regular basis.
Matt Underwood is our guest, television play-by-play voice of the Cleveland Guardians. You can check them out tonight, the whole crew in Sacramento this weekend. 10:05 first pitch tonight, Cleveland Guardians TV, and Maddie and the boys will have it for you late night tonight. Little West Coast baseball. We'll have it for you Saturday and Sunday as well out in Sacramento. You know, after it was a rough series in Seattle. It really was. And I'm sure some guys were down a little bit, and then they picked it up, and they went to Frisco. They got 2, and now you're going to Sacramento. You're a lot closer to things than I. Do you ever get a chance to feel the vibe of the team day to day, or maybe series to series? And what do you pick up on, if anything?
I think it sounds cliche, but the one thing about this club is that they are able to separate day to day. Because when we started that trip, I remember the first telecast in Seattle came on the air, and I said, I'm not ready to call this a crossroads in the season or a pivotal series. But after getting swept in Seattle, now we show up in San Francisco, and I was like, okay, now we're here. Now we're there.
Yep, I felt the same way.
It didn't take long, but now we're there. And what did they do? They responded. And that's a credit to the players being able to put Seattle behind them. Hey, okay, it didn't go well. They didn't play well in really any phase of the game, and the Mariners took it to them. So now you go to San Francisco, they're riding high. They're 10 games over 500 going into that series. They had just made the trade for Rafael Devers. The energy in that ballpark in San Francisco was off the charts. And I thought, oof, they could be in trouble because this is a team that's now licking their chops. And what do? They go in there and shut them down. They played phenomenal defense. I mean, there were so many great defensive plays from Stephen Kwan in left field to Angel Martinez and Carlos Santana. It was really a fun series to watch if you like baseball because it was low scoring. You had to do the little things, and they played really well. So that, to me, is the embodiment of what Stephen Vogt has created, a team that fights. They play hard. It's not always perfect. It's not always beautiful, but I think their ability to separate yesterday from today has served them well so far this year.
Yep, no doubt. And I think that even may be a little bit of the carryover from the Tito effect because he was like the same way. Hey, forget about yesterday. Let's worry about today, and we'll go from there. This will be the 74th game. We go 162, and I'm not saying, oh, this is like you were thinking about the crossroads after the sweep. Whatever happens in Sacramento happens against the Athletics. But there are some big, big series coming up for this baseball team, and they're going to be coming home after a long road trip. How big would it be, Maddie? Let's just get 2 out of 3, or maybe even a sweep. What would that do for this club before they get on the big plane and come back home?
I think it's, last year we heard the refrain throughout the season that they were trying to treat each game, each series, like it's a playoff situation. That's difficult to maintain that kind of intensity over the course of 6 months because, again, you're asking guys that are playing every single day. Jose Ramirez rarely takes an inning off, let alone a day off. And so you're going to go through ups and downs. I mean, physically, guys are going to show up to the ballpark some days feeling like $1 million. Some days they're going to be dragging themselves through the door because of just the physical grind that it takes to get through the season. So I think what this team needs to do is go out and just worry about today and go out and play a good game tonight. And then when, whatever happens, you show up the next day and shed it and go with the same kind of game plan, same kind of mental approach. And I think that what this team knows better than anybody is that you've got division games that are going to start piling up here. We haven't played the White Sox since April. So you're going to have games with the White Sox that are division games. Obviously, you're going to see the Twins again, the Royals again, the Tigers. Those are going to become, really big series because of the swing in the standings one way or the other. And, oh, by the way, 2 of those teams are fighting Cleveland for that wild card position as well. So I don't know that the Tigers are ever going to come back to the pack. They seem like they are on a mission. They don't look like they're going to stub their toe anytime soon. So it could very well turn into a fight for the wild card. and there are a lot of teams in the mix.
Yep, I agree. I think Detroit's kind of separated maybe a little bit too much, and we'll have to worry about us. We'll worry about us, and then we'll start the wild card scoreboard checking here probably sooner than later. Matt Underwood is our guest. We got about a minute to go. It is a fill in the blank Friday edition of the show. Before we go, Matt, your biggest pet peeve is blank.
Rudeness.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that it brings a smile to my face when I see simple courtesies out and about. And traveling as much as I do, I see a lot of humanity.
Yeah, you sure do.
City streets, but opening a door for someone, it could be simple as a please or a thank you.
Yep.
Not, hey, can I get a sandwich? Can I get this? No, you want to work here? You can go get it yourself. How about just say please? May I have?
Yeah.
Simple, common courtesies. I hate it when that goes by the board. It drives me nuts.
I couldn't have said it better myself. All right, calm down, Matty. You got a game to do tonight. Hey, thanks for coming on. Enjoy the rest of the West Coast trip, and safe travels home, and we'll catch you up down the road. Thanks again, pal.
Always a pleasure, Sam. Have a great day. Thank
you. Matt Underwood, Cleveland Guardians TV. They'll have the Guardians and A's tonight, 10:05 the first pitch. You can check them out on Cleveland Guardians TV. All right, we know that about Matty. He doesn't like rude people. Neither do I.
I agree with him.
He was getting fired up there. I thought, whoa, big fella.
That's the beauty of pet peeves. Once you start thinking about them, they immediately trigger you.
I know. That's why they're pet peeves. All right, news and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. We've got our fill in the blank Friday. Don't forget, if you would like to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks at beautiful Canal Park, all you have to do is go to our live video stream. It can be 1310 WDPN on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, or X. Just go in the comments section and type in the word duck. Type in the word duck. You are in the running for 2 tickets to go see the game of your choice at Canal Park with the Akron Rubber Ducks. So make sure you do that, and we will draw a winner at random after today's show. Straight up 4:30. Time for the news and weather. 1310 WDPN.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. President Trump disagrees with his intelligence community. Trump, speaking with a reporter in Morristown, New Jersey today on his way to Bedminster, was asked about his administration intelligence on whether or not Iran is building a nuclear weapon. The reporter told Trump that his intelligence community, specifically Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, says they have no evidence that Iran is building such a weapon. Here's the exchange.
What intelligence do you have that Iran is building a nuclear weapon? Your intelligence community has said they have no evidence that they are at this point.
Well, then my intelligence community is wrong. Who in the intelligence community said that?
Your Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
She's wrong.
A week into their war, Israel and Iran have exchanged additional strikes while diplomatic efforts led by the Europeans took place in Geneva. Iran's foreign minister held hours of meetings today with the European Union's top diplomat and counterparts from the United Kingdom, France, and Germany. Earlier, thousands protested in Iran's capital over the ongoing Israeli strikes. A week of Israeli strikes on Iran have killed at least 657 people and wounded more than 2,000 others. That's according to the Washington-based group Human Rights Activists. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has been at the airport in Tampa today, welcoming back a flight arranged by a state for Americans trapped by the fighting between Israel and Iran. He says the state of Florida has arranged several such flights.
Given that the airport's totally shut down, given that the neighboring areas aren't exactly easy to navigate, this was probably the most challenging and logistically difficult mission that the Florida Department of Emergency Management has done.
About 160 people were aboard this flight. They were caught in Israel by the shutdown of Ben Gurion Airport. This flight picked up people who made their way to Cyprus. Authorities in southern Mexico were still assessing damage and watching rising rivers as rain from the remnants of Hurricane Eric doused the region. Authorities reported landslides, blocked highways, downed power lines, and some flooding. At least one death was confirmed late Thursday, a 1-year-old boy who drowned in a swollen river. Acapulco residents and remaining tourists emerged to walk outside or view the few open businesses as the remnants of Hurricane Eric scraped by just inland of the resort. It's 79 degrees in Alliance at 4:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Weather forecast for today calling for increasing clouds, light winds, and a high near 81 and no chance of rain. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low near 65. Saturday, mostly sunny, a high of 87. Sunday, sunny skies, a high near 92. For Monday, sunshine and a high near 94. That's your WDPN weather forecast.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Are you ready to up your mealtime game with a beautiful new dining suite? How about your movie nights on the couch? Is more comfortable seating on your list this year? Maybe you just need a better night's rest. Whatever the case, when we spend time at home with our families, we all want quality, comfort, and names we can trust. That's why Grove's appliances, furniture sets, and even their mattresses make all the difference. With a beautiful showroom full of ideas and over 700 fabric choices for furniture, you'll be sure to find something that will fit beautifully into your home. On a budget, Grove has a scratch and dent room filled with appliances with minor aesthetic blemishes that can help you replace that fridge on the fritz for a fraction of the cost. Come and see why Grove is better than big box stores. Explore your options and get to know Grove's amazing staff and stellar service team to help with all of your needs.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
All right, I'm just fumbling around with my headphones. There we go. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. And we are streaming live all over the world at AM1310WDPN.com. Everybody's happy at the radio station now.
Yeah, and occasionally we are streaming J-Dub live when he gets a winner.
Yes, everybody. We're all happy, though. We're all happy, though, right now. 330-821-1310 is our telephone number, 330-821-1310. It's a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Today's question is, your biggest pet peeve is blank. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. What is your biggest pet peeve? You can let us know via the social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. What's your biggest pet peeve? I know
Texting
a lot of
and
people
driving.
got a lot of different ones.
When you see somebody on the road and you know they're looking right at their phone. Oh,
yes. I got a confession, though. I do it sometimes. And I really need to quit. Because nothing is as important. Like a text is not in the big screen of life. And we're all doing crazy things and we're doing different things. And some of it's job related, some of it's family related, some of it. But the text can wait. And sometimes I find myself, I gotta text that. I gotta let somebody know. That's something I have to work on.
I have that too.
It's a bad habit, and I will find myself doing it. I usually have a pretty good idea at the lights in town, and some of the red lights, whether it's Alliance, Canton, Jackson, Perry, Massillon, are longer than others. Some of them are like 3.5 minutes. And I go, I got 3 minutes. Before I know it, I get my head in my phone, and then if people are behind me, beep, beep, beep. And then the first thing I want to do is put the twirly bird up at them through the back windshield. But it's my fault because I'm not paying attention. But yeah, texting and driving is bad. I really have to work. I have to work on that. Let's see here. We get a lot of people telling us what their pet peeves are. Let's see here. Doug Craddock. Let's see here. People that park poorly. If the vehicle is too big to straighten out or park between the lines, then please return to where you bought it from.
Yes. Don't drive it or don't buy it if you can't drive it. Thank you.
It says if you're too stupid to know how to operate your vehicle, then you shouldn't be on the streets. Yep, that's a good one. Let's see here. Larry says left-hand, left-lane drivers. It's for passing. Yes. Ron Duff. Ron, I hope you're well. He says, Sam, my biggest pet peeve is loose toilet seats in public restrooms.
He's got a point. You know what?
Ronnie.
Not wrong.
That's funny.
New pet peeve unlocked.
That's funny. Yeah, the whole, I can't tell you how many times, whether, it doesn't happen here ever, because we've got, on any given day here, there can be, 8 to 10 to 12 cars in our parking lot.
At the most.
Everybody parks perfectly here. I mean, they really do. But when I'm out on the road and I will go past a parking lot for a restaurant, or I will get out of the car to go, if I need to pick something up on the way to work, or I'm given a little honey-do list to go to the store, get this, get that. And so at grocery store, convenience store, and I see some of the way that people park. It hasn't happened yet, because I try to, take a deep breath, not do anything crazy. But there are some times when I see people, the way they park their cars, the first thing I want to do is go into the store or the restaurant or whatever it is and say, who is the jack off with this car? Who drove this? Is somebody driving that? And I want to go up to him and I want to throat punch him, because it is so ridiculous. People think that because they're driving a certain kind of car, or that they just didn't have time to park correctly, that they're entitled to do so. And the heck with everybody else. That drives me up a wall. And if I catch anybody, if I see you doing that and you're getting out of your car, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to say something to you. Now, whether you want to listen to me and you want to get back in your car and park it correctly, that's up to you. I'm not going to have a full-blown rage. Oh, I might if I'm having a bad day. But I will confront you. And I will say, what are you doing? What's the matter with you? I'll do the old Robert De Niro from, I was going to say Goodfellas, but a lot of his movies. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? That's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, if you don't know how to park, or you're in a hurry, or you insist on squeezing in, or you want to take up 2 spots with your car, don't do it. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's annoying. And I know it's not just me. It's a lot of people that it'll completely drive them nuts and drive them up the wall.
I have a picture I took, Sam, that is exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, I've done that too. I've taken pictures and I've posted them on social media saying, look how this person parked. Oh, yeah, I don't care. Hey, if you don't want to be embarrassed, don't do it. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's just how it goes. Sorry. I come from the old school there. And if you're going to do something dumb, I'm going to call you out on it. Right, Mears? Yeah? You got any pet peeves? Oh.
Let me count the ways.
You have a lot of pet peeves? I wonder who's got more pet peeves, Rainsburg or Mears?
I'm thinking Ryan.
We should just have you guys.
Yeah, no, that's Jeff conceded that one to me, and he's probably not wrong.
We should just have you guys go back and forth on the mic over there. One gives a pet peeve after the other, and at the end, we'll count them up and see who has more.
No, I'm not prepared for that.
I will say this. You want one of mine? I've got 2 right here.
I want both of them.
And they're related.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure which bothers me more.
Ooh.
The people in traffic who don't use turn signals,
Okay.
Or the ones who forget to turn them off?
Oh, I do. I do this. I do the latter. And it's always when I pass somebody in the left lane, and then I'll pass them, and I'll go back into the right, and I'll leave my right turn signal on. I gotta quit.
I'm sure it's happened once or twice to me. I'm not gonna put myself on a pedestal.
But I understand the pet peeveness.
I think probably not using the turn signals bothers me more.
Yeah. Or how about the people that's put the turn signal on 20 feet in front of where they're going to turn? Oh,
That's not much better.
You are just asking to get rear-ended. You are just begging for it.
How about tailgaters? How about that?
Yep.
I don't mean the ones at the stadium.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna lean in here, Jeff. Yeah, I can hop in on that one for sure.
Okay.
Tailgaters.
Yeah, don't like tailgaters either. No, that drives me insane. What do you guys do? We're talking about these pet peeves. What do you guys do when they happen to you? Like it's going on. What is your act? What do you do?
So I go with the rule of thumb of the faster they want to go, the slower I need to go.
Okay, I like that.
That sounds like my wife's method.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she says, you want to ride me? I'm going to go slower. Me, I'm just going to concede and get over to the other lane because I don't really need somebody in my back seat if there's a sudden break.
Right.
Not that I would ever brake check anybody, but
No, that's dangerous.
that's a bad idea.
That is, but you know what? You're asking for it.
I've got one. This isn't so much a pet peeve, but since so many of these seem to be related to the daily commute of life.
Okay. What else you got?
Have you ever noticed this? And maybe it's just me, but does it seem to you at all that there's any correlation between really nice cars, really expensive sports cars, BMWs, nice high-end sedans, and this sort of behavior? Do you ever notice that? It seems to me that, I'm not saying that it's exclusive to people that own those cars, so I'm not trying to besmudge anybody's reputation here, but it just seems to me that there's an attitude by a certain kind of driver, and it seems like more often than not, I run into people driving a certain sort of vehicle, kind of more towards the luxury end of the spectrum, and I don't know, they just have a bad attitude. That's
it. It happens. Well, I think a lot of it comes with, if somebody's, cruising around in a $80,000, $90,000, $120,000 car, there probably comes a little sense of entitlement there. You know what I mean?
Be sure to send your complaints.
That's how they go. Send your complaints to news@Q90. No, I don't know. I don't. What the heck? What else are you doing today? You probably got time to answer some complaints back there, don't you? What is going on in the news today? Anything crazy? Anything
well,
wild?
We're in the money. I know that. So we're happy about that.
Who's in the money?
Everybody here. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I made reference to that. That's why I said we're all happy right now.
We're all happy.
We're all in a good mood now.
We just need more inside jokes, to go over the heads of listeners.
Should I say what I want? No, I shouldn't say that. Probably. No, but we're all happy.
We're all happy.
Let me put it to you this way: it's Friday. We're all very happy. Okay, there you go. It's all good.
Just read between the lines.
Yeah. What's going on in the news today? Anything? I know you were the king of getting tips the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, they were coming in fast and furious.
We've come back down to earth. We're back to normal.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a lot of kind of the normal cops and robbers, bad behavior, that kind of stuff. Tune in at the top of the hour for Action Central News, kids.
Do you have is there like a fire tip line people can call and get stuff to you? Or
well, we've got our news line, we got a voicemail there, and occasionally you get stuff, but just as likely we get somebody trying to reach their doctor's office or trying to reach Q92 next door, and so
yeah, okay. Well, I just want to make sure because hey, sometimes some of the biggest stories come from a tip from a listener.
Yeah,
and they may call it in, or they may text it, or email it in, and before you know it, you're knee deep in a story, and you're like, wow, if I wouldn't have heard that or got that information, we wouldn't have had it, or we wouldn't have got it as fast, or so. Yeah, I always tell people be aware of your surroundings, and if something's going down, you see something, let somebody know. Call it in,
and it wasn't a story to it wasn't ripped from the it wasn't a headline grabber story, but those who were listening yesterday afternoon and this morning, while Clint was here, heard about the story about the shoot up at just off the Altman Hospital campus in Canton.
Yeah.
And
did you ever figure out what the street we were looking for there?
Well, that was exactly what you were talking about just now. That was the result of somebody unsolicited coming to us and saying, "Hey, I haven't heard anybody talking about this, and I was thinking maybe you'd like to know." And they sent me some information, and it was credible, and I was able to talk to the local authorities, in this case, the Canton Police Department, and they were able to send me a report and things that, not that they were necessarily impossible to get otherwise, but it was just a matter of, it's kind of like that old saying about if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it.
Did it actually happen?
Did it make a sound?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that in a certain sense, if you don't know about it, did it happen? So, but in this case, we got a really, I got to give a lot of credit to the unnamed tipster. And I say unnamed because they wouldn't tell us their name. They didn't want their name to be shared.
Sure.
And it doesn't matter. But it was very helpful. And those sort of things, go a long way. Now, not every tip is as valuable as another. You have to use your news judgment, I guess is the phrase I'm looking for.
But more than likely, though, they are worth checking out, though.
But yeah, every now and again.
Because you never know.
Yeah, but every once in a while you hit one, it's kind of it's a real winner. And that's what this one was.
Very good.
And thankfully, I'll also give kudos to the Canton Police Department. Lieutenant Guerin over there was very quick on the turnaround on getting some information to us, specifically the report of the incident, because they had one, and then Altman Hospital, in their case, they had sent their employees a notification about this, and that was what we initially obtained.
Very good.
But that was the one that was sent to us by one of their employees. So
very cool.
But everybody working together, to get the information out.
That's right.
So
you got to be pulling the rope the same way.
Yeah,
right?
and it's great to be first. And I don't know that we were first. I didn't really see anybody talking about it. And again, it wasn't Watergate level stuff or anything. Iran Contra, choose your outdated presidential administration scandal. Of your favorite era, but it was nice. It was nice to that somebody's paying attention. Hey, maybe you'd like to know. Well, yes, I would.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which therefore, maybe there are people listening that would also like to know.
That's right.
We all just pass it on.
It's what we turn the radio on for. It's what we turn on this stream. It's what we get on. We want to know. We want to be entertained. We want to be informed, and we want to be told that that things are going on, that we should do that. So doing a good job over there.
What did you mention your number one peeve?
Oh gosh, you know what? I don't think that I mentioned.
I didn't hear it. So
my number one. Yes, it's people talking loudly on their cell phone in public. Yes,
you get to hear both sides of the conversation too.
Oh,
that's best.
God, and it's like what makes people do such dumb and annoying things
in a public place where you're trying to get away from that? At a restaurant, you just want to have dinner and you're taking a break, the end of the day, whatever. It's
right.
Like, could you have that conversation outside?
Or how about the guy? Let's just say, I don't know. Let's say Upper Manhattan at 5:00 on a Friday. You know how that is. And dude has to call his friend about the plans they're going to make for the weekend, and he decides to hold the conversation while the subway is running. There's music in the background. People are honking their horns. There's all kind of racket and activity. Hey, Johnny, I just want to know what we're going to do this week. Call him later. Text him. We don't care what you're doing. But see, that's the problem. And listen to our boy screaming down the hall down there. It's just like people, they think that because they're on the cell phone in public that they're a big deal. They want the attention. Look at me. I'm on my phone. Seriously? No, you're annoying. You're stupid. Stop. Quit doing it.
Is that some sort of subconscious holdover from the 80s when having a cell phone was kind of one of those, hey, look at me, because not everybody has a cell phone?
Exactly.
What's the word I'm looking for? Status.
Yes.
Right, status.
Yes. It's 2025.
Yeah, everybody's got a cell phone.
Yeah. I can't. Oh, that is the biggest pet peeve of mine. And it's never going to stop, because people who look at me, give me my 5 minutes in the spotlight or I can't go on. It's just unbelievable. All right, who do you like in the Game 7 on Sunday, Pacers or Oklahoma City?
I've been leaning toward the Pacers pretty much all throughout the series. Ooh. I don't really have a good reason why. I guess I just would rather see them win because they're not Oklahoma City. I mean, that's pretty simple.
Okay. I really thought Oak City would put that one away last night. They didn't. So now there's a Game 7. And you know what they say about Game 7s? Anything can happen.
We know this all too well.
We'll find out. That's right. That's right. All right, Jeffrey, thanks for popping in.
Yep.
And back into the newsroom and await those tip calls that are coming in as we speak. All right, it is 4:53 here on the Sam Bourquin Show. We will step aside and take a break. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. You can text the program at 330-924-7088. Much more to come on a Fill in the Blank Friday. Stay with us.
Looking for something fun to do this summer? Come out to Copeland Oaks for our annual Classic Cruisin' on Sunday, July 27th. Gates open at 10 a.m. with registration until 1. Enjoy free food, music, and lots of fun. Join us Sunday afternoon, July 27th for the Cruisin' on the Copeland Oaks Retirement Campus, just off Route 62 near Sebring. $5 registration for classic vehicles. All proceeds benefiting a local charity. Dash plaques and trophies will be awarded for classic cars. Copeland Oaks, family fun.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly. Get on board. Get on board.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Standing at the edge of a rocky shore, you breathe in the cool, salty air, watching the sun disappear on the horizon. Across the globe, someone begins their day along a sandy beach, listening to the rhythm of the crashing waves. You each envision a world beneath the water, vibrant life in every imaginable form. Now, imagine it's all gone. What was once a place of wonder and beauty is now a dull, lifeless wasteland. Food, jobs, medicine, all gifts from the ocean, all gone. Time is running out to protect our oceans, and without our love, everything the oceans provide can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our oceans. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
All right, welcome back. We have got about 4 minutes until we get to the top of the hour. Just want to remind you, if you would like a chance to win 2 tickets to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks, game of your choice up at beautiful Canal Park, all you have to do to get in the running to win is go to our live stream, whether it's on Facebook, if it's on Twitter, it's on YouTube. Go there, AM 1310 WDPN or Q92. Just go to our live stream, and in the comments section, just type in the word duck. Type in the word duck, and after today's show, we will select a winner at random, and you will get 2 tickets to go see a game of your choice at Canal Park with the Akron Rubber Ducks. So just go ahead, go to our live stream, 1310 WDPN, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. Go ahead and go check it out. Go there right now. Type in the word duck in the comments, and you will be in the running to win 2 tickets to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks. We will draw a winner at random after today's show. I want to thank Matt Underwood, play-by-play voice of the Cleveland Guardians, for joining us earlier in the 4 o'clock hour. Guards and the A's all weekend in Sacramento, the 3-year temporary home of the Athletics. Yeah. Guards looking for their 38th win tonight, and the A's are looking for their 32nd win. So hopefully a good weekend for Cleveland in Sacramento. Game 7 Sunday night. We've been talking about that a little bit. Oklahoma City, Indiana. Who do you like there? I thought Oak City was going to win last night. I still think they're going to win Game 7 on Sunday. I have not seen the line yet. I'm going to look for that right now. I think if somebody asked me right now, I would say Oklahoma City, and they will win by at least 10. I think it's going to be a blowout. I can see the pattern here. We've seen this before in the NBA Finals. And it usually always happens on a Game 6 where the home team wins, they win big. I mean, they win big going away. They embarrass the other team. The fans are going crazy. Everybody's feeling good about themselves. And then they forget, we have to go play a Game 7. I think this is the recipe, and I think Oklahoma City is going to absolutely annihilate Indiana. Sunday, 8 o'clock at Oklahoma City. The Thunder right now are a 6.5-point favorite. The total is 215.5. So there you go. All right, news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. We've got one more big hour to go. It's a fill-in-the-blank Friday on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN.
An Alliance tradition for over half a century. You can always count on WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. Today, layoff notices were sent to 639 employees of Voice of America and the U.S. agency that oversees it, effectively shutting down the outlet that has provided news to countries around the world since World War II. They included employees at VOA's Persian language service who were suddenly called off administrative leave last week to broadcast reports to Iran following Israel's attack. 3 journalists working for the Persian service who took a cigarette break had their badges confiscated and were not allowed back in. More than 100 million Americans have to be on alert as extreme heat blankets the nation this weekend. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says his cities will have additional resources available, like cooling sensors, as temperatures are expected to soar into the 90s Saturday with a heat index of 100 to 105.
Over the next few days, make sure that we check in on our loved ones and our neighbors, especially our seniors and those with health conditions, individuals with disabilities.
This is ABC News.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Ugh, kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. Relax, just use Zevo. Zevo insect killer sprays use a powerful blend of mint and rosemary to eliminate those pests and up to 20 other bug types. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spray the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Get ready for a heat wave. An extreme heat watch has been issued for an area including Stark, Mahoning, Portage, Summit, and Trumbull counties in effect from noon Sunday through 8 p.m. Tuesday. The National Weather Service says the area can expect dangerously hot conditions with heat index values up to 103 degrees. An extreme heat watch is also in effect from 11 a.m. Sunday through 8 p.m. Wednesday for an area including Carroll, Columbiana, and Tuscarawas counties. Those areas can expect heat index values from 100 to 105 degrees. Area residents are told to drink plenty of fluids, stay in an air-conditioned room, stay out of the sun, and check on relatives and neighbors. A Navarre area man is headed to prison on child pornography charges. 68-year-old Denny McKenzie at Bethlehem Township was sentenced Tuesday by a federal judge in Cleveland to 8 years behind bars. He pleaded guilty in March to charges of possession of child pornography and receipt and distribution of visual depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. McKenzie was also sentenced to 15 years probation and ordered to pay $21,000 restitution. Police executed a search warrant at his home in November 2024. The search revealed at least 400 files of child porn on McKenzie's computer. He also uploaded files to other users. The activity occurred between April 2021 and October 2024. A Canton man has been found not guilty by reason of insanity. Stark County Common Pleas Judge Natalie Hopp issued the ruling Wednesday for 29-year-old Bobby Long. The decision was based on an evaluation of his mental state at the time of the offenses. Long was indicted in February on charges of attempted aggravated arson, and cruelty to companion animals. Canton police said he confessed he was trying to burn down a duplex on Troy Place Northwest when he lit a towel on fire in the bathroom. Long also allegedly killed his dog, which was in the basement. The activity occurred during a roughly 2-week period in December 2024. Another evaluation will be conducted. A July 7th hearing will determine where Long will be placed. A Canton man and woman learned their punishment after each pleading guilty to 7 misdemeanor counts of animal cruelty. 45-year-old Billy Park and 41-year-old Christy Hatton were sentenced Wednesday by Stark County Common Pleas Judge Krissa Hartnett to 180 days in jail. The sentence was suspended with credit for any time served on condition of 2 years good behavior. Park and Hatton were ordered to have no pets and no contact with each other. They were indicted in April on 7 felony counts. In March, Canton police found Park and Hatton living in a Wirtz Avenue Southwest home with hundreds of rats and other animals in deplorable conditions. Some of the animals were dead. Human bones discovered there were determined to have been purchased in Louisiana. A longtime member of the North Canton Police Department has been promoted to Assistant Chief. Matthew Buzzard will be sworn in Monday by Mayor Stephen Wilder. Buzzard joined North Canton Police as a patrol officer in 2012. He was promoted to Patrol Sergeant 5 years later and named Administrative Sergeant in 2020. His new departmental rank will be Major and will act as Chief Frank Kemp's second in command. Sebring fire officials say the appearance of a funnel cloud forced them to abruptly shut down the village's farmers market Wednesday night. Chief Mike Springer says firefighters visually tracked the funnel cloud at 6:44 p.m. as it moved over Sebring. It did not touch down. Police and fire officials were alerted to a possible funnel cloud in the Alliance and Sebring area roughly 40 minutes earlier. The Mahoning County EMA asked for confirmation. Tornado sirens were activated and residents were notified by phone alerts. A Columbiana County judge has set a trial date for an East Liverpool man charged with rape. Common Pleas Judge Scott Washam will hear the case of 19-year-old Brett Thompson beginning November 17th. The Ohio Attorney General's office was assigned to prosecute the case after the county prosecutor's office cited a possible conflict of interest. Thompson is accused of forcing a woman into sex acts over a 2-day period in October 2023. He was secretly indicted in January and charged with 4 counts of rape. Thompson posted bond and was released from jail. There's a new face on Leetonia Village Council. William Murdich was appointed to the seat vacated by Wednesday's resignation of Lisa Lorch. She was previously named to serve the remainder of Roman Ferry's term. Lorch did not give a reason for stepping down. Both she and Murdich filed to run for several council seats up for grabs in November. Lorch has not withdrawn from the election. A 15-year-old Youngstown boy is sentenced after being found guilty of reckless homicide. Mazias Gentry was convicted in July 2024. After a trial in Mahoning County Juvenile Court, he was given a 3.5-year sentence. The sentence cannot exceed Gentry's 21st birthday. He was initially charged with murder in the November 2023 shooting of Logan Taylor. The 14-year-old was shot at a home on East Lucius Avenue in Youngstown. Evidence presented at trial contradicted Gentry's testimony that Taylor accidentally shot himself while playing with the weapon. Gentry was 13 at the time of the incident. Prosecutors oppose reducing bond for a Youngstown man indicted on child pornography charges. In a brief filed Wednesday in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court, prosecutors say bond was previously amended for 28-year-old Rolando Guzman Sosa and should not be lowered again. His attorney filed a motion June 9th for a reduction of the current 10% of $75,000 bond. He said Guzman Sosa has no criminal record, is charged with nonviolent offenses, is borderline autistic, and cannot function without his mother. He's also seeking a competency evaluation. Prosecutors say $20,000 2,000 images of child porn were found when Guzman Sosa's home was raided in April 2024. He faces up to 30 years in prison if convicted, and they believe that gives him motive to flee. Guzman Sosa's trial is scheduled for July 18th. A man who allegedly fired a gun outside a Youngstown store faces a federal indictment. 55-year-old George Buchanan was charged by a grand jury with being a felon in possession of a firearm. Police were called to the corner of Market Street and Midlothian Boulevard March 14th. The man reportedly fired 2 shots into the air after being refused service for appearing to be drunk. Police arrested Buchanan at gunpoint at a Market Street gas station. A .38 caliber gun was found in the car, matching a shell casing outside the store. Youngstown fire officials say no one was injured when a gas line ruptured this morning. A crew struck the line while installing fiber optic cable on Gypsy Lane on the city's north side. Firefighters and the gas company responded to the scene. The road remained open and there were no evacuations. A man was arrested and charged with threatening Republican Congressman Max Miller while the two were traveling along I-90 near Cleveland Thursday. Rocky River police say 36-year-old Ferris Hamden of Westlake turned himself in and awaits a court appearance. Miller, who is Jewish, told a 911 dispatcher that he was on his way to work when another driver cut him off, gestured, showed a Palestinian flag, and spewed anti-Semitic slurs and death threats. Local and federal authorities continue to investigate. The U.S. Geological Survey reported a 2.3 magnitude earthquake near Madison in Lake County. It happened just before 1 p.m. Thursday, a little more than a mile southeast of Madison, near Hogback Ridge Park and about 3 miles below ground. The agency had received reports from people claiming they felt it shake. It was the third earthquake reported this week near the same geographical coordinates. That, according to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, quakes of 1.3 and 2.0 magnitude at different depths were reported in the early morning hours of June 17th. Thursday's was the 8th quake reported in the area so far this year. Taking a look at Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed today at 42,206, up 35 points. The Nasdaq Composite dropped 99 points, ending at 19,447, and the S&P 500 closed at 5,967, down 13 points. It's 79 degrees on Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
This afternoon's weather forecast calling for increasing clouds, light winds, and a high near 81 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low around 65. Saturday, mostly sunny, a high near 87. For Sunday, sunshine, a high near 92. Monday, more sun, and a high near 94. That's your WDPN weather forecast.
Are you ready to up your mealtime game with a beautiful new dining suit? How about your movie nights on the couch? Is more comfortable seating on your list this year? Maybe you just need a better night's rest. Whatever the case, when we spend time at home with our families, we all want quality, comfort, and names we can trust. That's why Grove's appliances, furniture sets, and even their mattresses make all the difference. With a beautiful showroom full of ideas and over 700 fabric choices for furniture, you'll be sure to find something that will fit beautifully into your home. On a budget, Grove has a scratch and dent room filled with appliances with minor aesthetic blemishes that can help you replace that fridge on the fritz for a fraction of the cost. Come and see why Grove is better than big box stores. Explore your options and get to know Grove's amazing staff and stellar service team to help with all of your needs.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
And Jalen Williams hauls it in. TJ McConnell forces another turnover. Bad pass. Toppin tries. Toppin hits. 16 points. Throws it away. Halliburton comes up with it. Cross court. Siakam for the slam.
James Wood, high in the air, deep center. Stretch ball. Going back. Hilliard. He has a streak. See you later.
Here's the pitch. Nick Kurtz destroys another baseball. Home run hero here in Sacramento.
Okay, we're ready to go. Happy Friday, everybody. It is the Hour 3 edition of the Sam Bourquin Show. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday here on AM 1310 WDPN. We're streaming live all over the world at am1310wdpn.com. You can also check us out on Facebook, 1310 WDPN, on Twitter, and you can also watch and listen, Q92 Radio, YouTube. We are everywhere. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope your weekend is off to a fantastic start. If you love heat and sun and humidity, it's coming. It's coming. So be ready. Summer is here, and it's going to stick around for a little while. All right, the phone lines are open. 83. I did that again. I keep saying 83. 821-1310, 821-1310. You can always text the show at 330-924-7088. I'm going to have this is the third time I've bugged Ryan today. I haven't found a comfortable level today yet. So I'm gonna ask him to turn my headphones up just a little bit more. Good. Right now we're gonna go down a little bit. I gotta find that's good. That's good. I found my happy spot right there. That's perfect.
The knob appeared to have been stuck for a moment. I had to jiggle it.
We're good. All right. So it is a fill-in-the-blank Friday, and we've had a lot of fun with that today. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. We've had a lot of pet peeves today. What's your biggest pet peeve? Let us know. You can give us a comment on our social media platforms, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. You can also call us at 330-821-1310. A lot of people don't like people that don't put their turn signals on. A lot of pet peeves out there. Talking loud in public on their cell phone. A lot of pet peeves out there having to do with our sports teams, always letting them down. But let us know. We're taking your pet peeves today on a fill-in-the-blank Friday. We also have a big Game 7 coming up in the NBA. Pacers and the Thunder. Blowout city last night. There was no contest. You knew right away. Where that was going, and it went there, okay? So there's a Game 7, Thunder, Pacers, Sunday night in Oklahoma City. Now, there was some pretty cool plays last night. There was a slam by Pascal Siakam when he was in transition. And we're going to play a couple of those for you. Not this minute, but soon. We had the ABC call in our show open with Mike Breen. We also have the call in Portuguese, and we have the call in Korean. Very entertaining stuff. So we're going to play that for you as well. Now, we had Matt Underwood on today from Cleveland Guardians TV last hour, talking about the series with Cleveland and the A's this weekend, which is in Sacramento. It's their temporary home now until the stadium gets built in Vegas. And Matty, he gave us a little breaking news today. They're going to put a shovel in the ground. Shovel goes in the dirt in Vegas Monday to start to build their new stadium. All right, so that was kind of cool. We got a little breaking news on the show here today on 1310 WDPN. So we heard from Maddie, and if you listen to our show open a couple of times today, whether it was at 3, 4, or 5, the last cut on there was from the radio play-by-play voice of the Athletics. And I asked around the building today, I said, would it be radio on radio crime if I sort of made light of the performance by this certain individual? And everybody said, as long as it's not local, they're fair game. I agree. She's out in Sacramento. She's fair game. And I'm not the only one that has brought this up. So don't go there. She's been hearing it from everybody across the landscape. All right. And look, her name is Jenny Kavnar, and she has been the play-by-play voice of the Athletics I think this is her second year. And again, a lot of people pointed out, she probably shouldn't be doing what she's doing. Maybe she's a little annoying. It's like, scratching the chalkboard sometimes when she makes a big call. Well, you heard in the open, we played one of the highlights yesterday for you. Now, we also have a Jenny Kavnar montage. And I just want to play it. Again, I'm not trying to, but it's just like, it's a little hard to listen to. So here's a little bit of it. And if you're an Athletics fan, you have to listen to this 162 times a year. Mr. Rainsberg, fire it up.
This one to center field. Denzel Clark on the move back after he stepped towards home plate and makes another catch.
Oh, my God.
Back-to-back weeks where he wins the electric play of the week, and he's already on the leaderboard for this week.
Oh.
That one is in the air to right field.
What is that? You've got to listen to that 162 times a year. Oh, it's just hard to listen to.
I think
it's hard to listen to.
I think for me, it's kind of like it's like a bad movie. It's so bad it's entertaining kind of thing. Yeah. Doesn't really get on my nerves. It just makes me giggle.
Just makes you giggle.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Okay.
I see why she got the job. Somebody was like, she's entertaining. She's funny. Somebody thought so.
But is that what you want to hear? In a baseball game?
I mean, I'm not really a sports listener, so my opinion's probably not very valid here.
But can we play that again? The first two again? We got that. Just fire that button off over there.
Got to click the little rewind button over
there. I just baseball was it's supposed to be like a companion. It's like a soothing thing for you. It's just part of your day every night. You're in the car, you're at home, you're listening, whatever. It's just like it's there. Baseball on radio is always great. Baseball on TV is good, don't get me wrong. But you want to have, a pleasant voice to bring you the action. You want them to get excited. Or if it doesn't call for that, you want it to keep it, to where it is. You're in the first couple innings and there's a play that's, okay, it's just a play. It's not a walk-off. It's not a diving catch. It's not a game-changing thing. But just it's almost like the scream. It's just hard. It's just hard to listen to. So let's do it again. Why not?
This one to center field. Denzel Clark on the move back after he stepped towards home plate and makes another catch.
Oh, my God.
Back-to-back weeks where he wins the electric play of the week, and he's already on the leaderboard for this week. That one.
That's hard to listen to, man. I'm sorry. You're just saying that because she's a woman. No, I'm not. That's hard to listen to. It's hard to listen to. And again, I'm not the only one kind of poking fun here. Get on YouTube. Get on the social media. Yeah. I'm taking it kind of easy on her. But holy cow. That's just rough. We are so lucky. We are so lucky. We've got a Hall of Famer. We've got Tom Hamilton, who, by the way, is going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Coming up here, I think it's the end of July. And we have been so spoiled for so many years. We really have. I don't know how long Hammy's been doing it, but he does it at such a high level every night. You turn it on and you just let it go. You turn it on and you let it go. We had the late great Jim Donovan. What an incredible job he did over there. Going way back, we had Nev Chandler. We had Gibb Shanley before that calling the Browns games. Of course, nobody did it better than the great Joe Tate. Nobody did it better than Joe Tate, calling the Cavaliers since their inception
at University
in 1907.
Our online classroom is always on.
We've had some great ones in Northeast Ohio.
Pursue your goal.
It's a part of your fabric. It's a part of the team. I say Tom Hamilton, you think Cleveland baseball. I said Jimmy Donovan. I said Nev Chandler, Gibb Shanley, Cleveland Browns. Joe Tate, Cleveland Cavaliers. We've been lucky. And I know every team has their, like it's the hometown people. It's the hometown call. And that's what you listen to. That's what we do. We're in Ohio. We're in Northeast Ohio. That's what we listen to. But over the years, especially since, satellite radio has kind of come into play, if I'm driving around, whether it's a long distance or I know I'm going to be gone for a couple hours doing some different things, I'll just flip around the dial and I'll listen to the home team calls for different sports from different cities on different networks. And there's some good ones out there. There's some great ones out there. Don't get me wrong. But I think we're pretty spoiled here with Tom Hamilton. And, of course, he is going into the Baseball Hall of Fame. All right, we're going to take a break. 5:24 here on your Friday afternoon. Lines are open, 330-821-1310. You can text the show at 330-924-7088. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Your biggest pet peeve is blank. What is your biggest pet peeve? You also have a chance to get in the running to win some Akron Rubber Ducks tickets. All you have to do, go to our live video feed right now, and in the comments section, just type in the word duck. Okay? AM 1310 WDPN. Go to the live video stream on Facebook, on Twitter, Q92 YouTube. Go to the comments section, type in the word duck. You'll be in the running to win 2 tickets to go see the Rubber Ducks up at Canal Park. We will pick the winner after today's show. We'll take a break and come back. On This Day in Sports History is coming up.
Got big dreams of a better career? Whether you're looking to learn new skills or level up in your current field, Ohio Means Jobs, Stark and Tuscarawas counties is here to help you turn that daydream into your day job. We'll take care of your training costs so you can focus on building the skills you need for a brighter future in fields such as healthcare or skilled trades. Call us or visit our website at omjwork.com to learn more, because your future is closer than you think.
And we are back. It is time for On This Day in Sports History. We do it Monday through Friday, right about this time, here on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. On This Day in Sports History, let's kick it back to 1912, where the New York Giants and the Boston Braves combined for 17 runs in the 9th inning. Giants scored 7 to the Braves 10. And the Giants beat the Braves that day by the score of 21-12. Holy cow. On this day in 1950, Willie Mays graduated from high school and immediately signed his contract with the New York Giants. On this day in 1966, the U.S. Open Golf Tournament was broadcast in color for the very first time. On this day in 1967, Muhammad Ali was convicted in Houston of violating service laws by refusing to be drafted. The U.S. Supreme Court later overturned that conviction. On this day in 1994, the Detroit Tigers' streak of 25 consecutive games with at least one home run came to an end. They lost that game 7-1 to the Cleveland Indians. On this day in 1999, Lawrence Phillips became the first NFL Europe player to rush for more than 1,000 yards in a season. Remember Lawrence Phillips, Nebraska, got drafted by the Rams. He just couldn't stay out of trouble. On this day in 2001, Barry Bonds of the San Francisco Giants hit his 38th home run of the season. That home run broke the Major League record for homers before the midseason All-Star break. It's time for On This Day in Sports History, our audio section. 1980, Roberto Duran won a 15-round decision over Sugar Ray Leonard. It was the first defeat in 28 professional fights with Leonard. They would have a rematch, and everybody remembers, no mas, no mas.
What? Duran has quit! Roberto Duran has quit! There can be no other explanation. Pandemonium in the ring, and Roberto Duran has quit.
He quit. He said, no mas. ABC TV and the great Howard Cosell was on the call that day. On this day in 1993, the Chicago Bulls were at it again. Their third consecutive NBA title. They beat the Phoenix Suns in Game 6. And oh, what a shot it was by John Paxson.
Want Michael to get a full head of steam, try to keep him in the middle of the floor. Well, Pippen got the snap. Here's Paxson for three. Yes, the Bulls take a 1-point lead, and Phoenix calls for time with 3 inside 10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. John Paxson converts a 3-pointer in Chicago 99 and Phoenix 98. They've done this at least 3 or 4 times in the game.
Incredible. Marv Albert, the great Marv Albert on the call. NBC, the Bulls win 99-98. And on this day in 2007, Sammy Sosa came to the plate. He was sitting on $5.99.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. A drive, right center field. It is back, it is up, it is 600 for Sosa.
There it was, 2007, Sammy Sosa hit home run number 600. By the way, Sammy Sosa showed up at Wrigley Field in Chicago today. It's the first time he's been back in 20 years. And he got a standing ovation by the sellout crowd today at Wrigley Field. That is On This Day in Sports History. We'll take a break. News and weather next on 1310 WDPN.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. A federal judge has ordered the U.S. government to free former Columbia University graduate student Mahmoud Khalil from immigration detention. He has been held since early March, while the Trump administration sought to deport him over his role in pro-Palestinian protests. The judge said today it would be highly unusual for the government to continue to detain a legal U.S. resident who was unlikely to flee and had not been accused of any violence. The Trump administration says Khalil must be expelled from the country because his continued presence could harm American foreign policy. His lawyers Lawyers say the Trump administration is trying to crack down on free speech. The Supreme Court has turned down a request to quickly take up the case of President Trump's global tariffs. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
It's a simple sentence from the court, without explanation, denying the request from two toy companies to quickly take up their challenge to the president's tariffs. The firms have argued that the president has exceeded his authority by invoking emergency powers to impose the import taxes. High Court's rejection of that request means the case will play out in the usual course, and the tariffs will remain in place for now.
Israel and Iran have struck at one another again, a week into their war as President Trump weighs U.S. involvement and new diplomatic efforts appear to be taking place. Iran's foreign minister arrived in Geneva today for meetings with diplomats from the European Union, United Kingdom, France, and Germany. Trump has been weighing whether to attack Iran by striking a uranium enrichment facility so deeply buried it is considered safe from all but America's so-called bunker buster bombs. In the Karen Reed retrial, the defense suggested but never proved that the victim, John O'Keefe, may have been killed inside a house owned by Brian and Nicole Albert. The Alberts say they only learned of O'Keefe's death when Jen McCabe, who was Nicole's sister, barged into their bedroom. Here's ABC News Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman speaking with Brian Albert.
You're an officer. Why don't you just go outside and investigate or take a look?
I'm not a Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer. I was just woken up out of a cold sleep from hanging out the night before. By the time I came downstairs, the police were already in my house. John was already gone. There was nobody to save. I would have taken a bullet for John O'Keefe.
Reed was acquitted of the most serious charges at trial. It's 78 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's the Alliance Area Weather Forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
This afternoon's weather, increasing clouds, a high near 81 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, a low 65. Saturday, sunshine, a high near 87. More sun Sunday with a high near 92. For Monday, sunny skies, a high near 94. That's a look at your WDPN weather.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
You're listening to the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday here on the Sam Bourquin Get Together, 1310 WDPN. Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Get out there, have some fun this weekend. Enjoy. Those of you that have pools or you have pool memberships, you are going to be busy coming up here the next 4 or 5 days. Get out there, enjoy the first big pop of summer here in 2025. Lines are open at 821-1310. You can text the program anytime at 330-924-7088.
Speaking of texts, sorry to interrupt you, but Buck chimed in with his biggest pet peeve. He says it's front runner Cleveland sports fans. When things are going good, they're everywhere. When things are going bad, they're nowhere to be found.
Yep, I could I could say that about probably every city, every sports team, just about. Like the diehards are always going to be there. Teams start doing poorly. Who? The what? I don't know nothing about them. Then they go on like a 12-game win streak, or they're threatening to win a championship. I've been with you all along. They got their hat. They got their shirt. They're taking pictures. Oh, yeah. Yeah, front-running fans. That's, yeah. Well, but if you're a team, though, I guess you'll always take people. The bandwagon is always open, I guess. People want to hop on, they can go ahead and hop on. Sunday night, Game 7, NBA Finals, Oak City and Indiana. Thunder is a 6.5-point favorite in that ball game. Last night was the Indiana Pacers show, and you had a feeling early on it was going to be that way. We played for you the Pascal Siakam slam dunk, courtesy of ABC, ESPN, with the great Mike Breen on the call. But we haven't played you the play-by-play in Portuguese or Korean yet. These are pretty good. This is pretty entertaining stuff. Pascal Siakam, a big slam in the first half for Indiana. Let's hear the Portuguese version.
Jogo segue com 18 pontos de vantagem. Halliburton tenta rouba a bola, faz o passe com Siakam.
That was good. Siakam. That was really good. That was in Portuguese. Now, here was the Korean broadcast last night of the NBA Game 6.
혼란스러워하고 있는 오케이스인데요. 수비 할리버튼.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff right there. Yep. Game 7, Sunday night. Who you like? I think the Thunder win it, and I think they win going away. I think they win going away. I say it by at least 8 or 10. Could be more. That place will go insane. Who would ever thought Oklahoma City would be an NBA champion? And you just think about the NBA over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You know, usually the big markets. And that little old Oklahoma City. And remember, they had their run. They could have had a, yeah, I think they may have had a dynasty if they would have all stayed together back when they had Kevin Durant and they had James Harden and they had, who was the other guy?
Was it Kyrie?
Forget.
No, it was
I always forget the third guy.
Wasn't it
Oak City? James Harden, Kevin Durant.
Oh, it's gonna
Russell Westbrook. And if they would have stayed together, who knows what would have happened? But they all went their separate ways. But Oklahoma City, they've got a chance. They got a chance to win it all. That'd be a good story. That'd be a good feel-good story for the NBA. Oh, by the way, guess who's officiating Game 7 Sunday night? Our buddy and yours, Scott Foster. He is going to be a part of the officiating crew Sunday night, Oklahoma City and Indiana, which is kind of bizarre because they usually only bring Foster in if they need to extend a series. That's why he has the nickname, the Extender. Well, there is no more There is no more after Sunday. There is no more. That's it. It's game 7. You don't need, we're not going to play the best of 9. You don't need to extend the series. But the NBA, in its infinite wisdom, has decided that, Scott Foster should be on that crew, and he will be there. Did you see what happened at the betting window last night? Of course, Oklahoma City lost big. They were a favorite last night. I think they were like 5.5-point favorite, maybe 4.5. Well, Drake, Drake, huge Toronto Raptors fan, mega star, singer, rapper, you name it. Well, Drake likes to gamble. He likes to gamble a lot. He posted on Instagram the day before the game yesterday, he had placed $800,000 in bets. $800,000. He bet $600,000 on the Thunder to win the game outright. He bet $200,000 on the Thunder to win between 6 and 10. So he bet $800,000. If he would have hit both those bets, he would have had a payday of $1.7 million. But he lost them both. So now he's got to get ready for game 7.
Drake's going to need to make another album.
Right? Yeah, he's got to make another album. Now, as I was telling you, Drake he's no stranger to the betting game.
Yeah, this is not the first time he's lost a large amount of money.
He also shared the other side of gambling on Instagram Thursday morning, showing a net loss of more than $8 million this past month. He had bets worth over $125 million. He lost more than $8 million. Holy smokes. You know what, though? He wasn't the only one. Jay-Z, he put $1 million on the Thunder to win last night. Didn't get it done. He bet the Thunder to win the series in 5. So that you kiss that money goodbye early, Jay-Z. You never had a chance. You never had a chance to win that. So yeah, there's a lot of money, being poured over. Former Sacramento Kings general manager, and remember, he was a former Sacramento player, and he played for the LA Kings. Remember Vlade Divac? Vlade. Remember Vlade? He was in a serious motorcycle accident the other day. He had to have emergency surgery after he fractured his hip in a motorcycle accident. It took place yesterday in Montegro. Divac is only 57, but I guess he had to have an artificial hip implanted following the accident, and they say Divac is now in stable condition and should be on the way back to a full recovery. Man, that is scary. You're cruising along on your bike, you know what I mean? You're just out having a little ride, and before you know it, you're in the hospital having an emergency hip replacement. That's wild. I hope he's okay.
My best friend broke his pelvis in a motorcycle accident when he was like 19, going 25 miles an hour. It's all you need. It's all you need on a motorcycle. 25 miles an hour, and a woman turned out in front of him and sent him over the handlebars right onto his knees.
Oh my gosh!
Yep,
that's crazy. So that's kind of some of the stuff that's going on in basketball, but baseball, boy, tempers have been flaring. Tempers have been flaring quite a bit. Last night, Pittsburgh Pirates reliever Dennis Santana was caught on camera jumping to take a swing at a fan who was wearing a Pirates jersey and a Tigers hat. This was going on at Comerica Park in Detroit. Unclear what led to the reaction, but Santana pointed out a fan, and then he walked up to him. And of course, Santana's in the bullpen. He got those seats that they just hover over the bullpen area. And Santana jumped up and he slugged this guy. Slugged him. I mean, he had some hops. He really got up in the air. He later would address the incident. He says, you guys know me. I'm a calm person, very calm type demeanor. I've never had any issues with anything like that. I guess the guy crossed the line a few times, but I was like, I'm sorry that I just got into it. I saw the video. Now, the video, there was like, which it doesn't do you any good on radio because you have to see it. But if you want to type in Pirates Punch, Dennis Santana, I'm sure that'll come up for you. Then the Padres and the Dodgers had a little dust up last night. Fernando Tatis got hit by a pitch. Later, Shohei Ohtani got hit by a pitch. Both managers got thrown out. The benches cleared. The bullpens cleared. Big mess out in Los Angeles last night. That was game 4 of a 4-game series, too. And LA won the first 3, so I'm sure there was, some tempers. Those teams really don't like each other. I think it's the best rivalry in baseball right now. I do. I believe the Dodgers and the Padres have the best rivalry in baseball. And they keep wanting to, slam the Red Sox and Yankees down your throat all the time. No, it's the Padres and the Dodgers. And I don't care if the game's in LA or if it's in San Diego. Those stadiums absolutely rock when those two teams get together. And I hope again this year, maybe they play in the playoffs. And maybe I don't think they would ever play. Well, they could play in the NLCS. They could, I guess. But give me Dodgers Padres anytime because they had a little dust up last night. Also in Tampa, did you see this? Oh man, this was rough. Of course, Tampa, they also are playing in a minor league stadium. They're playing at George Steinbrenner Stadium, which is the AAA home, or the spring training home for the New York Yankees. So there's a game going on last night, and the Rays are in the field. So the Orioles are up the bat, and a pitch comes in, and the batter turns on a fastball. He's lefty, and he turns on it, and he drills it right into the Rays dugout. And there was a guy for Tampa who just didn't have time to get out of the way, and it got him right in the face. The ball came off the bat at 104.7 miles an hour. This is what it sounded like last night on Tampa Bay radio. Just awful.
The hot shot, look out. That ball into the dugout. I'm not sure who that was, but it struck somebody in the Rays dugout. They're asking for some assistance there. And this has turned what appears to be serious. Some help here to transport whomever that struck. A somber moment here, hoping and praying for the best. Thumbs up, a great sign and a relief to literally every one of the ball.
So the bat came off the ball, or the ball came off the bat of Adley Rutschman, hit a foul ball. And Connor Seawald was the pitcher. Hunter Biggie was the name of the player. And I saw the video, and you know how close the dugouts are to the home plate. And Rutschman turned on a fastball, and it came off the bat almost 105 miles an hour. And this Hunter Biggie, he is lucky, because that was very, very scary. Now, something a little lighter. This might bring a little smile, might even bring a little chuckle to you. The Mariners and the Red Sox playing against each other. And The Red Sox, as you know, have been the subject of one of the sports series that have been that's been playing on Netflix. Now, when you try to log into Netflix, you open your app, especially if you got a real big screen TV and maybe you got the big surround sound going on, and the sound that it makes, like that you're in. It might be a little bit of buffering going on, but you hit your app and you hear that noise. That's that Netflix noise. You're in good shape. Well, Mariners Red Sox last night. Mariners in the field, Red Sox at the plate. And every time a Red Sox player struck out last night, the guy in charge of the audio at T-Mobile Park in Seattle hit the Netflix sounder. And I was like, I didn't hear it the first time. So I went back and I played it again. And this is kind of what it's.
You got him. Okay, we've just picked up on something. I think people need to know about this. Last year, the Red Sox, as you know, they were a part of a Netflix documentary. Yep. After every Red Sox strikeout, as in when they're hitting and they strike out, the Mariners are firing the Netflix stinger. Let's go back to the strikeout. Listen.
Wow. I think that's hilarious. I think that is hilarious. Good work. Good work by the folks at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. All right, we're going to take our final break of the afternoon. We are getting closer and closer and closer to the weekend. Phone lines open for you, 330-821-1310. You can always text the program at 330-924-7088. Also, if you want to be in the running to win a pair of tickets to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks at beautiful Canal Park, all you have to do is go to our live video stream right now on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. You might be watching right now. Just go to the comment section where you type comments in and just type in the word duck. Type in the word duck, D-U-C-K. That's all you got to do. And you're in the running. We will randomly pick a winner after the show today. Go to our live stream, type in the word duck in the comments section, and you could win a pair of tickets to go see the Akron Rubber Ducks. We'll take a break. We'll come back. I got the latest on our neighborhood garage sale. Tell you all about that when we return on 1310 WDPN.
Get on board. The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board. Get on board.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
We are in the home stretch. We got a couple of minutes to go here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Hope everybody had a great day today. I hope you had a great week, and certainly hope you have an outstanding weekend. Let's all meet back here next Monday, beginning at 3 o'clock here on AM 1310 WDPN. Don't forget, start your day with Rex in the morning, 6 until 10, and then John Tesh, all kind of cool stuff. His program, 10 until 3, and then the Sam Bourquin Show takes over the airwaves. I got a couple more people weighing in on their pet peeve. It was a fill-in-the-blank Friday. Your biggest pet peeve is what? Your biggest pet peeve is what? Robin says, it is what it is. It's just a lazy way of saying, don't know how to express myself. It is what it is. Ryan Streb, people who walk, here's another one. People who walk around in public places on their speakerphone, carrying the phone like a plate of food. The volume is up as loud as it can go. Ryan, I'm right with you. Jim says drivers that don't go at least the speed limit.
Definitely.
Shedeur Sanders would agree with you. He absolutely would. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. Today was day one of our community garage sale, our allotment, our garage sale. And we have it every year. It's usually about this time. And we participate probably every 2 years. About every 2 years. So today was the first day. Had a pretty good amount of stuff, I guess, before I left the house today. My wife was there. My son was there. Father-in-law was over there. So I texted my son, Dylan, about 5-10 minutes ago. I said, how did the garage sale go? I said, are we rich? He just sent me 3 thumbs down emojis. And I haven't heard back from him since.
That could be positive.
So we'll do it tomorrow, 9 until 3. And we'll see how that goes. All right, it's time to go. Phil is in the background. Thanks to my producer extraordinaire, Ryan Rainsberg. Great job as always. Thanks to all the callers today, all the texters, the commenters, listeners. We always appreciate you joining us here on the program. And be safe. Have a great weekend. It's going to heat up. It's going to warm up. So be careful when you're out and about. But most certainly have a great weekend. And we'll get get together here next Friday at 3. And don't forget, go Guards, go Bucks, go Cavs, go Browns. Good night. Have a great weekend, everybody.